I think I done talk to people about this a lot. Like, man, we were born and go to school, we're raised to go to work, pay bills, and die. Start a family in the process, vacay every now and then, here and there. But that ain't living.
No, it ain't. It ain't. I mean, it can be if you feel like it's living. If you feel like that's what you strive to do, that's what you put on this earth for. So it can be living.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what I'm put here for. Just to wake up, go work 40 hours, go back home, pay some bills. Pay to be on earth. Nah, nigga, that ain't what I came here for.
Man,
I ain't leave my mark. My mark ain't left yet.
Paying health coverage, paying for food, all the necessities it take to live, we gotta pay for and shit.
Speaking of health, I was thinking about getting me like a little citizenship to Canada. I ain't gonna live there, but when I get sick, I just go there and cause they got free health care.
Yeah.
So I just get a little citizenship to Canada. So when I get sick, I just go there and get that shit taken care of, and then that should be cool. You know what I mean? Yeah.
In Canada?
Yeah.
Why choose Canada?
Because they got free health care.
Free? Oh, you said that.
Get citizenship to Canada, but I'm still living in the U.S. Right? Yeah. When I get sick, I just go to Canada, get myself fixed, and come on back home.
Damn.
Cheat code, nigga.
Canada got free
Cheat
health care. Hey, it's a way around things, man. We just gotta keep our eyes and ears open, man. Listen up and see what's out here.
I'm definitely listening. And I'm reading too.
Yo, yeah, reading, man. We gotta bring reading back, man.
I'm talking about reading this live, but what you mean read? You know what? I got thoughts on reading too, man. No, real shit. Though. I got thoughts on reading. Like a lot of things I talk about, and I think about, or things I discuss.
Yeah.
It's usually not the popular opinion. So like motherfuckers say shit like you need to read and like reading is fundamental. Like,
yeah.
I would rather watch a movie than read the book. Motherfuckers always say like, no, read the book is always better than movie. I'd rather watch the movie. I think I retain way more information by watching a movie. For example, I remember when we was in school, and y'all had a day when they said, okay, do a report on the movie we just watched as a class.
No, yeah, I remember that shit.
When we did that, I always retained way more information because I was actually able to see the actions rather than just read what I'm supposed to be, reading what the action's supposed to be. So, like, I would rather watch the movie. I retain way more information from watching videos and watching the movie than I do from actually reading the book. Don't get me wrong, I could read like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't think I'm ignorant, you know what I mean? But I would rather watch, I would rather visualize something. Just like if you, for example, if say you're putting something together, right?
Yeah.
And it comes with instructions. Do you get it right if you read the instructions, or would you rather go on YouTube, watch the video, see exactly how it's done, and then put it together?
I'd rather watch and see how it's done.
Exactly. But when they tell you like, well, reading is better than watching the video, I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Yeah. I think it is. The thing is with reading, you can fit more information than you can with whatever free duration you have to put into that video. Because like in the movies, you can't squeeze as much as you can into a book or some instructions. You can fit as many words in that motherfucker as you want to, but you only get X amount of time to put a certain amount of information into this footage.
I mean, I understand that too, but when you're watching on TV or watching a movie or watching a video,
yeah,
straight to the point. What you need to know, that's what you know.
I prefer that too.
Yeah, I don't want to sit down. I really don't want to sit down and read. Like, when I talk to people like, you read? I'm like, nigga, no, I don't. No, I don't want to read. I don't want to sit down and read. I don't want to sit down and read a book for 2 days when I can watch the fucking movie in an hour and a half or two.
Yeah.
Fuck that, no.
Yeah.
I watch the movie.
You know what helps? Like, all right, say the movies that's available for us to watch. It took somebody to sit down and do enough reading so they can give us a shortcut by showing us the way on film.
Exactly. They already did the job. I ain't gotta read.
Yeah, but until we get everything we need to know to help us along our journeys, whatever the case may be, somebody got to, it's still stuff out there that's not on video that we can be learning, but we need the somebody a certain chosen person to come around and read whatever it is for that area, and then figure out how to do it, and then show people visually.
Steph, what's up, my guy? I appreciate you joining, man. What's up? I hear that too. I will read if need be.
Yeah.
Like I teach my son how to read. He's an exceptional reader, just like I am. But I just don't conform to every notion that society put out there. That's just one of them. There's so many more.
Yeah.
That's just one of them. Like I don't need to read your book. I can watch the movie. Like I read my nigga's books. I ain't gonna lie. Like my nigga Jaquavis, I read his books just because he ain't made the movies yet.
Yeah. Wait. What kind of book? What kind of book? Jaquavis got?
Ashley Jaquavis.
Ashley
Jaquavis Coleman.
I don't think I've.
They make a lot of urban novels. We'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah, urban novels. They actually signed to Cash Money Books. They make a lot of urban novels.
So I'm gonna have to check them out.
Yeah, they got Google. You can Google it and they'll pop right up.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna need that link. Look it up, man. Look for something to support, man. I'm always looking to support people out here trying to do something positive.
Cash Money Books.
Cash Money Books. So is that through Birdman though, or?
Yeah. Like he signed the Birdman.
Damn, when the fuck did Cash Money Books come about?
Now they can't read, but like the niggas on Cash Money, they can't read, but.
I've never heard.
They writing shit, you know what I mean? Like they put it out there, but they ain't gotta read it.
Okay.
They ain't gotta read it to publish it. They niggas can't read.
Well, man, they putting their money everywhere, man.
Yeah, they got a bunch of bestsellers too.
First he went after that oil, and then now he got books. Like, damn. Put your money everywhere, man.
This ain't about word, man. Fuck that nigga. We talking about Ashley and Jaquavis.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I give that nigga no shout out.
For sure, most definitely. Ashley and Jaquavis. How many books they got?
Oh, a lot. I couldn't. It's a lot. They got a lot of bestsellers too.
Okay.
They got a lot of bestsellers. Like, man, I'm telling you, look them up.
I need to check them out, man. I need to note that down and make sure I spell that right as well. Jaquavis. I know Ashley is easy.
Yeah. That's a lot of Ashleys.
Yeah.
That means Jaquavis.
So what's been up recently with you, man, with the comedy scene, man?
I mean, recently, man, I just did a few shows. Let me see. I did a few last month. Then went at the Capitol Theater with who's there? It's myself, another hometown native, Brian Mickens, who was on the card. It was Tony Rock. Tony Rock was the headliner. Chris Rock brother.
Oh shit.
Spanky and Naeem Lynn. Oh, and Big Worm. Him too. He performed too. I feel like I did a good job. I mean, I'm trying to be modest a little bit, so I feel like I did a good job.
Feel like you did a good job.
Also, we did one the week after that with I did that one with that was a hometown one, all hometown people, and it was great support. I mean, like it was almost a packed house for all. There was not a national comedian on that card.
Yeah.
So that was great. You know what I mean? Like that was great, and we like really packed it out. And I ain't gonna lie, like I'm still being modest, but I went crazy on that motherfucker though.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I went crazy on that with myself. My nigga Shorty, Big Shorty, shout out to I've had guys knee. That's my nigga. My homeboy Christian, little nigga, man, this nigga went crazy too. Nigga, my right hand man, well, one of my right hand mans, I got a lot of people on my right hand side. My nigga Tree, he did this motherfucking thing. P Gangs, we had Money Discover. Everybody went crazy. And like it was like a lot of great energy there, great positive event. I got another one coming up. This one in Pontiac. That's September 14th. What's my man? We got corporate hosting that one. I'm trying to think. What he be saying? He hosting the nigga that be telling all them stories from Chicago, and he always say that shit on God. Like he real black. Like he look like he's supposed to be African or some shit like that. Like one of the African dolls.
Yeah.
But like he was born in the U.S. some shit like that. Like him, and then you got Mojo Brooks. Mr. James. He ain't gonna have a filter on when he performed though. And then we also have got the other nigga name. Oh, Prince something Prince. You know, like I really just focused on me and my niggas. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
they national and everything, but the hometown coming to Pontiac, so that's really what I'm putting out there. We gonna do our motherfucker. Oh, we got my nigga Jay Will too though. He funny as hell. Jay Will, comic Jay Will from Detroit, funny motherfucker. And he on that card too. Like so, yeah, that's my next show. That's in September.
September 14th.
Yeah, September 14th, Pontiac. You know, it's about 35, 40 miles away. That's about $8 in gas. Y'all get your ass down there. I had tickets for sale in a minute.
Man, let me know. I need to get out and do something. A comedy show sound. What's up? You know what? I don't think I've been to a comedy show since it was one of yours.
Damn, straight up? That was the last comedy show you went to? That's dope.
Man, it was yeah, man. It was years ago though, man. It was like either 2014 or 2015.
Damn, I was doing comedy then?
Yeah, man.
That's right when I first started though.
Yeah, this is in your beginning stages, man. Or at least to my knowledge, it was your beginning stages.
I mean, really, I stopped for a minute. You know, I lost inspiration for a little bit.
Yeah, it was a Valentine's Day show at shit, I want to say Arlene's or somewhere.
Damn.
Was it Arlene's?
Arlene's, nigga, they closed. Yeah, but I've done it. I did Valentine's Day show. They been closed for a little minute too.
Well, whenever that Valentine's Day show was, I remember being there. I think I think Chris Hampton hosted. They had Nasty.
Yeah, that was lucky because he don't even do the shit no more.
Yeah, Nasty Nate was on the card at the end. RJ Larry, it was a few of y'all.
Funny? I wasn't even supposed to be on there. I remember Cardi talking about it. I wasn't even supposed to be on it, dog. Like I was in the audience because supporting.
Yeah.
It was, and like Big Dante, that's like one of my best friends. He asked me to, he said, man, why don't you just grab the mic for a minute, I said, nigga, I'm not finna just get up here and tell jokes, nigga. Like, I ain't got nothing written down, none of that shit. Like, I ain't have, at that time, I ain't have shows set.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, just get up there and talk some shit. But then, like, while Chris was on stage, he had a heckler in the crowd. And I looked like, oh, I'm finna tear his ass up. And I got out there and licked his heckler like they wanted to fight. I remember that night. Like, that nigga wanted to fight. I told his ass, oh.
It was somebody in the crowd talking shit.
Yeah, he was talking shit. He was heckling Chris. And, like, Chris was ignoring him.
Because somebody was fucking with RJ Larry, too.
Man, that's a funny motherfucker.
And then he flamed their ass, man. I was, oh my gosh, man. They shouldn't have did that.
He got crazy jokes. Like, he got jokes that you'll never think of. Like motherfuckers always trying because he fat and ugly. No disrespect, man. He's a fact. He's my nigga, though. Love RJ, but he fat and ugly. So motherfuckers think he's an easy target.
Yeah.
But when that nigga get the...
Don't be the ones who will flame your ass, man.
Like your ass shit, I was an easy target, you know what I mean?
Don't be the ones, boy. I met you hooping, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I met you hooping.
I know.
Kenny, though. Down there in the hood.
Yeah, niggas ain't know.
Man, yeah, used to hoop, man. Used to pull up all the time. Get it in when the whole hood be out. Those was the days, man.
That wasn't in my hood. I just stop at random hoods and hoop. Like I still
be like that.
Like I don't be out hooping like that, but I don't. There's not a hood that I feel like I shouldn't be going to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I'm a project nigga. I'm still a project nigga, but I still don't ever feel like I should be here. Like I pull up at the hood of the store, about 20, 25 motherfuckers standing outside, and just walk in the store and get what I need.
That's what's up, man. That type of energy, man. You spread that type of energy around. People,
Willie, I got you, my nigga.
When people see that type of energy walking around, man, that it rub off on people the right way, man. Encourage them to walk around with that same energy.
It may be kind of stupid though. Like I go there like right after a murder. Like niggas just got killed. I be stepping over bodies like shit. Niggas Hennessy's all niggas. J-Rob, what's up, my nigga? You can start a few people out, man. Like I don't like it when I'm live and people join.
Yeah, I see you got a few names. See, we got a few names building up. Shout out to everybody watching. Yo, much to discuss with Crystal Boss. I got my special guest with me, Barchelle Cleveland, Shea Butter Cleveland. Say what's up, my dog.
Oh, what up, dog? Oh, these all yo nigga only got one follower. FaceTime them, niggas.
Man.
Oh,
hey, a bunch of people clicked on and said, I waved to them at least. But you know how people be doing with the live. They won't click on it. Everybody won't click on it. They just scroll up, see it on the timeline, and just watch it.
Yeah,
start watching it. So you won't even know who watching it because they won't click on the video.
I be watching everybody live. Don't ever join they shit. It be like one viewer. I'm like, is it me? I was thinking like, yo, is it me? Because if it is, my nigga, well, you can just log off and hit me in the inbox and FaceTime. I hate when folks go live and they just be live.
Yeah.
Like, not doing shit. I saw a nigga go live and clean up his house. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Nigga, we don't care.
Hey, it's people out here
that got that shit up. You put on a show, you're supposed to do that.
They just set their live up. Like, I seen females, they just turn it on, won't say nothing, and just they be cooking the whole time. Look at it, see if somebody commented.
That's what they do. They go.
Not be it.
They go there.
Shout out to everybody. DJ, Fabrisha, Khadijah, Mariah, Tony.
They
got
13 Ishas.
And you ever know, like, most females' names end with the
Nah. Some. But nah.
Man,
so
how
Erica?
many names you know end with a Erica?
I know Erica.
The yeah, it was with
Yeah, but yeah.
The Brisha, Erica.
Nigga, Nabrisha ain't no common name, nigga.
Yeah, but it's
probably like 3 Nabrishas.
It ain't common, but they throw an on there and then make it work.
It's a lot of Ishas, but like all the Ishas dying off though. Like I ain't heard nobody name their kid no Ishas in a long ass time.
Yeah.
Like you got the Avas and you got the I don't know. I don't know these old what they name these old. I mean these young ladies. I don't know they be naming them now.
They be getting creative with the names every now and then.
I mean, nah, they don't really get creative anymore. Well, they do get creative, but they don't, took some of their characters off of them. Cause like usually you get a long ass name like named Nabriciana. Like you ain't gonna hear none of those.
Ooh,
shit
yeah.
like that. Like,
yeah, that was
like,
early 2000s.
Like motherfuckers just fucking their kids up. You know what? Another thing was bringing me to another point.
Just slapping shit together.
Another thing, I don't like when people have like since we bring that we talking about names.
All right.
I don't like the societies how they look at somebody's name on a job application and say they're ghetto. That's a ghetto name. I don't think there's a such thing as a ghetto name. Don't get me wrong, I have a very unique name as well. It probably could be deemed as ghetto. I don't know if I would hire me if I saw my name on the job application.
I see what you mean.
I'm bullshit, but seriously, I don't think there's a such thing as a ghetto name.
Is it the name isn't ghetto, but you only really hear that name said in the ghetto?
I mean, maybe so.
Yeah,
there are
and then that's when people title it. Oh, you got a ghetto name.
There are names that fit a certain race. We'll say like you don't know too many. Honestly, I've never seen a white girl named Kiana. I've never seen a white girl named Kiana. I'm not saying that there aren't any white girls named Kiana. I'm just saying I've never seen a white girl named Kiana. If you say Kiana, you go picture a black chick. You know what I mean? But
you got a point there.
But if you see that on a job application, so what they deem as ghetto, like no, I'm not gonna hire them.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with the person whose name is on that job application. Like if they have a ghetto name. That has nothing to do with that person. That has nothing to do with the character of that person. That has nothing to do with the work ethic of that person. None of that. So I hate that narrative. But then for you to say that somebody's name is ghetto because it's not like the Anglo-Saxon, the European name that you motherfuckers got used to, I don't like that. Like I don't like that. Like how can you say that? Oh no, that's a ghetto ass name. No, it's not. It's just not like your name. Like my name is not like yours. That does not mean that name is ghetto. I just hate shit like that.
If HR knocking people just off their names and not getting to know them, shit, I don't want to work for that company anyway.
But they do it though. I swear they do.
Oh yeah, they do it.
They do it. Like I've seen it done. Like I've been in management. Like we going through application. My district manager, like we need to find somebody to hire. And he say, "Oh no, I don't want to hire her. Look at her name." Like nigga, what the fuck you trying to say?
Yeah.
Like and you white, you can't say no shit like that. You gotta be fucked up, nigga.
Yeah.
We gonna interview her now. We don't know her. We can't go on nobody's name.
I didn't have some of my homies back then. Remember at the ages when everybody was trying to get a job and seeing who all can get a job and shit. People be telling me, well, shit, you got to interview because your name Christopher and shit. You got the whitest damn name. Shit.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure I've been turned out for interviews because of my name. I'm probably 100% sure that I have been. You know what I mean? But shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like that.
You don't know my work ethic. You don't know what I'm going to do. You don't know what kind of person I am. You should look at my resume. Look at my qualifications. My name should have nothing to do with it at all.
Oh, yeah.
No one picks their name.
Yeah, we sure the fuck don't. We showing the fuck don't, but we can.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, my nigga lying. I wouldn't hire you either, bro. Like I would. I look at that like, nah, fuck that. I'm not hiring that. I'm not hiring nobody that ain't keep you lying. Nope.
Nay, what?
See? Nope. Fuck you. I'm not hiring you, bro. I don't even look at the application. And I keep you like, nope. Throw it away. Throw it away. Nope. Let them sell drugs. Let them sell drugs.
That sounds like an alkaline product or some shit.
I'm bullshitting, my nigga.
That shit great.
You should go and drink alkaline water.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Everything else is fucking me up. Be a little should be like heavy on my bladder or some shit like that. I don't know what the problem is.
What does that do though? Like, do you notice health benefits from drinking alkaline water?
The first time I ever drank it, I'm like, damn, this shit good. Like, I don't notice all the benefits, but I notice that I don't receive a lot of the same pains that I usually have with other waters. That water, it does maybe give me a little bit of better feeling to my energy. I can say, if that makes any sense. It does help me feel a little bit better. Especially because the waters and everything else I was drinking, it just started getting heavy on my bladder. We still trying to figure out what that's about. But alkaline water is the only water I've drinking that it don't just hurt my bladder and make it feel like, damn, I shouldn't be drinking anything whatsoever. Because that was a part of that was one of the things I was depressed about over the years with dealing with this health issues. Everything I eat and drink was like hurting my insides. So it got to the point I was going days and weeks without touching food or anything to drink and shit like that. But I had to start looking for substitutes and shit. Yeah, it was just hurting too much. So it was like, damn, like I'm hungry and thirsty, but if it's gonna feel like that after I eat and drink, then shit, then I ain't really trying to have nothing then. So I had to get over that and then stop, especially when it's looking like I'm about to die in this bitch. I'm like, you know what? I can't go out like this. Just giving up, when we got Google. It's a lot of things, even though these doctors might not know everything that can help me right away. But until we find out the right things that can help for my cause, I got to start doing the research myself. And I'm just thankful for us having the internet accessible to us as easy as it is now, instead of just waiting until we get to school 4th hour and then use the computer for like 15 minutes out of a 45-minute class and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's good, bro? What's going on, everybody?
No, you gotta watch it though when you Googling symptoms and shit though. Like, nigga, I had the flu, nigga.
Yeah,
I had the flu and I Googled it. And like, I looked at my symptoms, my nigga, like, I wrote my will out. I thought I was about to die, like,
man.
I wrote my will out, like, my nigga, I didn't feel it. I got 6 months to live. I called everybody, like, bro, y'all get ready for the funeral or whatever, like, gotta start giving rules to the funeral. Like,
yeah.
if I ain't really fuck with them niggas like that, they come to the funeral talking about they just fuck, put them on blast. Don't let this bitch in, don't let that bitch in, because she broke my heart. Like, I really started making funeral arrangements and shit just off Google, like. That's why you gotta get you a doctor, dog.
Yeah, you do, man. It's with my health issues, man. I done seen so many doctors and specialists, and then they didn't. It's got to the point they'd be telling me like, "Yo, man, I'm not used to somebody your age having that going on. Like, it's just uncommon. Like, since I was 13, I'm 30 now. Since I was 13, I've been sitting in like doctor's appointment, physical therapy, surgeon rooms with people like my grandparents and great aunts and uncles' ages and shit like that. And everybody be looking at me like, what you doing here? Shit, I'm trying to find that out too, my nigga.
My nigga, let's go back for a minute.
All right.
You said, when you met me, what was we doing?
Hooping.
You hooping? Feeling like that though?
Yeah. I felt like shit, but the thing, at that age, like late teen years, and shit like that, when we used to be hooping at the court over there on Premier, I had spinal surgeries and everything, but I did like a year of physical therapy, and my number one goal my whole life was always to get to the NBA. So I still had so much motivation, and then they telling me, everything I was learning about health and all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, I can still recover from this.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, bro. Like, even if you wasn't sick though, you weren't gonna make it. You ain't got. I mean, like, I ain't saying you know, like, Like
That was perfect timing.
Like you couldn't use your left hand. It was
Like for what? Left.
I mean, see, the thing is, like, I used to come over there. This is what I used to do.
Uh-huh.
I used to come hoop with y'all. When I didn't think I could beat the other niggas. So I come get my confidence.
He said this
back
easy
up,
win.
like, y'all, like,
he come to the Drew League and shit. He come
like, you know what? I can't fuck with these niggas. These niggas that got way too fast, too strong. Let me go beat up on these little niggas because they can't fuck with me. So I'm gonna drop some buckets on these, get my confidence back up, and then go play them niggas. Oh shit.
No, he didn't. No, hey, my mom was super dry. I can't say shit. I had to do nothing loud. No, he didn't. Hey, look. Hold on. All right, let me regroup. This motherfucker was so slow and sloppy out there. How was you?
If anybody's watching this live, nobody will ever call me slow. Maybe sloppy. I might got a little wild, but your nigga never.
I mean, see, you knew the game. I gave you that, but you know what I'm saying. Every day wasn't your best day.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like the bad days that I had, it was still better.
Don't say you was better than all
that. Better than y'all good days. Like it's like they was going to get niggas. Like man, you can check him. I'm like, no, he can't. He's slow. Like
oh man,
they had you on me. He's short. Like I'm 6'1".
How many times have I blocked your shot?
I don't give a fuck. You probably blocked me. I got the rebound and went right back up.
You'll use physicality to go back up and shit.
I can do what I want because y'all was so little. Y'all was slow. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I ain't gonna lie. Like I know you scored on me when you would use your physical and try to body in the paint.
I mean that's what you're supposed to do.
But remember, I'm the one everybody put on whoever thinks they can score because of my length, my defense, my length, my lateral. So I can stop like almost. It's one person I can think of that I've never been able to just stop, and I think Lil Man from Lil Man Tattoos. Checking him was like, I don't know what the hell was going on, but anybody else, piece of cake.
I never played them, but
piece of cake to check.
Like,
anybody.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to play your opponent's weaknesses. So if y'all put the fat slow nigga you guys put on me, y'all put him on me. I'm beating him off the dribble every time. I'm not even gonna cross over. I'm just beating him off the dribble, layup. Let's switch it up. Let's put Chris on. Chris fast. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put his little ass in the post because he's little as fuck. So like it was no. Like I'm finna do this. You gonna have this one person. Y'all, you had to have help defense and all that. Like
Sean said he was hooping in that do-rag.
He ain't lying. I think I'm not hooping if I ain't no do-rag on.
He did used to have that motherfucking cape on, boy. Yeah.
Zell, what's up, beautiful?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey man, you know what? You know how like I just called that young lady's name and said, "What's up, beautiful?"
Yeah. You can pronounce her real name.
Yeah.
Oh.
But but. Do you think that's flirting?
No.
I think like the conscience, like that's what society would call flirting. Like I would walk up to a stranger, a woman I've never seen in my life, on the street, stop her and say, "You are so pretty," and keep walking. Like I comment on bitches' pictures all the time, like you're gorgeous, you're pretty, you're this and this. But then you have females say shit like, that nigga's thirsty. That nigga's flirting with her. He's flirting. I really don't like, when do we get to the point where you can't compliment someone of the opposite sex without it being called flirting or being a sexual advance? You know what I mean?
Man, I ask that shit all the time. When the hell did that start? Because that's more of the traditional way of greeting people and talking to people just out of courteous. And then I don't know when, sometime within the millennium, the shit just it became thirsty. Oh, like, and it's like, damn. But then you'll hear somebody come up like, "Hey bitch, what you trying to do tonight?" And then shit, she get that nigga more play.
I don't I don't inbox jump. I did inboxes by default because when I watch the stories, my comment on it automatically shows up in inbox.
Yeah.
I do not inbox jump. Just for a few reasons. Main reason being like, one of my worst fears is my shit being screenshotted and posted up like, look at this thirsty ass nigga in my inbox.
I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one.
I can't have that. Like, you can't do that to me. Like that's gonna hurt everything.
I thought I was the only nigga felt like that.
Another thing, like I don't deal well with rejection. You know what I mean? Like I don't deal well with rejection, so I don't even want to put myself out there to be rejected. Like I gotta know that you feeling me for me to even approach you.
I feel that.
But you can't tell me no. You got me fucked up. Like I asked this for a number before, and she said no. I'm like, you sure? Like, hold on, no. I say no. I want your phone number. Like I want to call you sometime. Like, what you mean no? Why? Bitch, you crazy? Like, that's why I be shooting that bitch.
You think you can do this to me?
That's why sometimes I be shooting that bitch that's like, below me.
Yeah.
like below me, like so I'm like, this is like a guaranteed yeah.
Hey,
like,
you approach the ones who like she know fucking with me is a come up. So
yeah, it's like she a 4 or 5. Like I go and look like the nigga she used to fuck with. Like, oh, that nigga ain't me. He ain't me. So shit, I'm a big ass upgrade. That bitch gonna definitely say yeah. Like real shit. Like you don't want to fuck that ugly ass nigga Kenny. Oh, bitch, watch out. You finna give me some head or something. Like, let me fuck.
What he saying in the wood? You let that nigga Terry bomb. No, I look better than that nigga.
That's me. I'm that nigga. Like, you not finna. Like, I'd be surprised the bitches I shoot at when they say no. Like, what do you mean, no? Are you sure? What you think I asked you? Oh, you must think I'm out of your league. That's what it gotta be.
Man,
I'm overqualified for the position. I understand.
Something. I need some women to chime in and tell us what's going on when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Please respond to that, ladies, please respond. He said,
that thing I do. I don't really. A lot of times, if I am feeling a young lady, I will flirt. Like I flirt heavy. I flirt to the point where they just jump in my inbox, give me their number on their own. Without me ever even asking. I do that shit in person. Like, I walk up to a young lady and just throw subliminals. You know, niggas be like they be spitting game at bitch. I do shit like, I walk up like, yo, you look good as fuck. I say nothing else. And then like an hour later, do it again.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, do it again. I did that shit like one night at the club a couple weeks ago.
I'm about to say, to keep doing this on those time blocks, like you had to been at the club or something.
I was in the bar. I did that shit and then like on my way out, I blew her a kiss. She's like, hey, come here.
I ain't letting him go.
Come here. I'm like, gotcha, bitch.
Hey.
Shouldn't even know. It's subliminal messages.
I feel
like you watching TV and then like Coca-Cola fly across the screen. And you keep watching, but then all of a sudden you think like, damn, I want a Coca-Cola. Subliminal message. Like I was watching Avengers one day, and like in that big fight scene at the end, this really happened. A Coca-Cola can out of nowhere. You don't notice it, but it's a Coca-Cola can in there. And you get there watching, you know what? I want a Coke. Subliminal message.
Wait, let's back up. In the Avengers Endgame?
No. This was the first one.
Infinity War.
No, the very first one. Avengers.
Oh, Avengers. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Avengers.
In the middle of that fight scene,
it's a Coke can.
You notice the Coke can.
You don't notice a Coke can. That's the idea of a subliminal message. You don't notice the Coke can, but you see the Coke can subconsciously.
Okay.
So your subconscious talking to your conscious now, saying like, you want a Coke.
Is it similar to Game of Thrones having Starbucks, a Starbucks cup?
It's exactly like that. That's really product placement. See the thing, you noticed that Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
In Endgame, you didn't notice that Coca-Cola can.
Yeah, because they was fighting in New York or some shit in the streets.
And then
you can expect to see a can or something in there.
Yeah, but that makes no sense. But when you see a Starbucks cup in Game of Thrones, like nigga, they ain't have Starbucks cup there. Why is that there? You're gonna notice that. But like when you see a Coke can in the middle of the street in New York, you just saw a Coke can in the middle of the street in New York. You paid no attention to that. You would pay attention to a Starbucks in fucking medieval times because they didn't have Starbucks.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna pay attention to a Coke can in New York because that's common. But you saw that. But when you think about it, why the fuck was a Coke can right there in the middle of the street?
You got something to think about.
You ain't gotta think about that. JB, what's up, my guy? Dwayne.
It be like that sometimes. Let's see what our viewers talking about. He said, who he talking about? Snoop. That's the only slow big nigga we had out there. Hey, I think he talking about Snoop, bro.
Probably. I mean, because I'm kind of big, so they used to try to put.
Yeah, I think we did used to. Whenever you pulled up, we did used to try to put Snoop on you.
But he
try to go off matchups.
And he was real physical. I'm like, but you can be physical all you want to. You're slow. You can find me at the 3-point line, but you're gonna be less at the free throw line when I'm at the cup. Like you slow.
For your size, you have some quickness to you though. I give you that.
I ain't like when y'all put Kenny on me though. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like it.
You ain't like.
I didn't like when y'all put Kenny on because he was sneaky strong.
You ain't want your cousin pass you up.
He passed me. I tore my Achilles. So
he said
I tore my Achilles, so I was done.
Damn, when that happened?
About 3 years ago.
Damn.
Still swole right
out there on the court?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I wasn't even hooping for real. I was just walking and I slipped on some sweat. I was walking, I ran, slipped, pop, torn.
Damn.
Sucks.
Damn. How was your reaction? Was it like KD's or Kobe's them or something? It felt like somebody.
I cried. Fuck that. Them niggas was tough. This nigga shot free throws.
I wasn't built for this shit.
Tuck his shit back in. Nigga, I cried. Like, what the fuck? I thought a motherfucker, I was pissed. I thought a nigga hit me in my leg with an axe or something. I'm like, oh my God, why would y'all do that?
See, that's what I was going to ask you. Did it feel like something hit you in the back of your shit?
That's exactly what it feels like.
That's what they said. It like feel like somebody kicked you or some shit.
Like, you ever played football? You ever been kicked in the leg with a cleat?
Ooh, no.
That's what it feels like. It really does feel. It feels like somebody kicked you in your ankle with a cleat.
Ooh, see, every time I played football, we'd just go to the field in the hood and shit. It wasn't never like organized football with cleats and all that pads.
That's what it feels like. It feels like somebody kicked you in your ankle with a cleat. With a cleat.
Oh man.
Yeah, I really thought I was bleeding. It really felt like I was bleeding. I'm like the pain was so sharp. Like the pain was so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, somebody had to do something to me. Like, who was behind me? Like, remember when KD, when his shit popped? See,
he looked back quick as hell.
Like, he turned around like, who
thought it was Shumpert. Shumpert was the closest one by. Like, what
who
the
hit
fuck?
me? But nobody hit you. Nigga, like, your shit really just, that's what it felt like. And it really felt like it was blood running down my leg.
And it wasn't nothing?
Nah, it was nothing there.
That's just how the feeling is.
But my ankle was like the size of my calf.
Damn.
Immediately.
Damn, yeah, because while they was talking about it was KD calf the whole time, he had his down Achilles iced up.
Yeah.
It was like, it was nothing, no, it was something more than that.
Tonight, what's up, my love?
Let me see. Brief said, couldn't stand little man. Our matches was epic, but he got drugged. I hated playing against Barchelle because every go up was a calculated foul call. Say you did used to call hella fouls.
Y'all fouled me.
Man, hell no. You used to
call shit out of me, though.
I forgot how much.
Mad. Like, you too big to call. What size do fouls stop?
Like, bro, man. No, see, where we grew up at, we played through, like, the worst.
Y'all had another nigga that tall, kind of black.
James?
Yeah, James.
Yeah, you talking about James.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like playing him because he was physical, too. He was a little bigger than me.
Yeah.
So he was a little feel. I didn't like playing. I used to have to play him dirty. I used to play him dirty. Like, I was doing all kind of, like, I'll hook him. Like, I put him in the post and hook him. All of that shit.
Hey.
He going for a layup. I'm pushing his elbow. All of that.
My bad. Earlier I said only little man. How could I forget about James? I played against him the most. That's one person who I had to foul just about every time I checked. Nobody else, I ain't foul.
It's kind of wild, though. Like, I could, like, I'm gonna be honest. I could, if he stayed on the perimeter,
yeah,
I lock his ass up. But when he get in the paint,
when he coming in, like, oh man,
he got a hand steam, like, bitch, foul, ho.
Again, when he activate his post score badge on 2K, like shot creating post score shit, like man, you be keeping up with a lot of the NBA and all that shit lately.
Yeah, of course.
What you think of the free agency and the trades and all that shit taking place?
I love it, man. I'm still a little mad. You know, my nigga Melo ain't on nobody's team, but I love it. I like the Westbrook going to Houston. Motherfuckers like, Man, how they gonna play together? They too far dominant. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, honestly, I thought they never should have broke up. I like the way they was growing together at the point where they split. Scott Brooks, horrible coach, but he had finally started putting Harden at point and letting Westbrook be that aggressive two guard. And because Harden was a much better playmaker and still is a better playmaker than Russell Westbrook. So I'm hoping we can see them pick back up from there at the elite level they playing at now. But I want to rewind just a little bit.
Yeah.
Melo, where would he fit right now? Because in my opinion, I got him maybe the Lakers.
It's hard for me to talk about Melo and people to listen because they know that's my favorite player, and so they know I'm going to be biased. I'm going to be biased.
It was my favorite player.
A lot of shit is still mine. A lot of shit that I say is because I do the research. That's my favorite player. So I want to have things to say. I want to have an argument when a motherfucker say something about Melo.
I'm down for a Melo talk, man.
Earlier, a motherfucker said, like my nigga KP Will, I don't know if he's still watching. He said,
KP, where you at, boy?
I don't know if he's still watching or not, but he said Melo went for the money. He said Melo went for the money. He wasn't trying to win shit. And like I'm like, hold on, wait, like who said that? Like why is it like it's so many narratives about Melo? Melo went for the money. He wasn't trying to win shit. He should have stayed in Denver. Okay, cool. Now before Melo forced his way out of Denver, they started trading the pieces that got them to the conference finals. You know, when LA beat them in a 6-game series.
No, I remember.
They started trading away the pieces. Melo said, okay, fuck that. I want to go play in New York with Amari Stoudemire. I'm going to go play in New York. We're going to bring New York back with Amari Stoudemire. Mind you, he still got them to their only 50-win season in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Melo. We led by Melo. Now, he didn't go join up with no big superstar. He said, I'm going to go join up with Amari Stoudemire. We probably going to end up getting Tyson Chandler, which they did. And they had a couple good seasons. 3 playoff runs. Well, 2 when they got bounced in the first round. The other one they got bounced in the second.
By Indiana.
Yeah, Game 7. But other than that, he had a horrible going in New York. Yeah. His contract was up. They said, look, you can go here and join up with this person. They wanted him to go to Chicago and join up with Derrick Rose and them. Or you could, it was a couple other teams. Go build a super team here, go build a super team there. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When a superstar in his prime goes to a team full of other superstars on it, what do? We crucify his ass. Kevin Durant, Golden State, toe his ass up. LeBron James, going to Miami, toe his ass up. So whenever a superstar leaves his own team and goes to another team to join other superstars, they tear his ass up. Yeah. But Melo said, you know what? I'm going to stay in New York. We're going to build this thing together. We're going to build us a super team. We're going to build it from the ground up. We're going to win this way. I want to win in New York. I don't want to go join this person. I don't want to go join this person. I don't want to go here. I don't want to do that. I want to win here in New York. They crucified him for that. How you tell that man he don't want to win because he didn't want to go join the other motherfuckers that was already winning when y'all crucified the motherfuckers that joined him? And then another thing they going to say, he did it for the money. He also could have went to Houston, right? Yeah. Let's talk numbers. He got a 5-year, $120 million contract, right? That's roughly, what, $24 million a year? Mm-hmm. $24 million a year. Houston offered him 4-year, $88 million. That's $22 million a year, right? Now, everybody knows in Houston, there's no state tax. That's almost 20% of your money, right? Mm-hmm. So it's $22 million a year to go to Houston, or $24 million a year to stay in New York. If you take 20% of your money in New York, say 124, if you take 20% of that, that's $25 million. That's going to drop you down to a little under $100 million, about $99 million. So we're going to round up and say $100 million. So you divide that $100 million by 5, what you get? 20. Now you're actually making more money if you went to Houston. So did he really do it for the money? Or did he really want to win in New York?
He wanted to win.
He wanted to win in New York. He didn't do it for the money. Did you want to win in New York?
He did. He did want to win.
And like then the motherfuckers say shit like, well, New York, you get better opportunities. First off, he's Melo. No matter where I go, at this time, he's prime Melo. Yeah. Nigga, LeBron James was in Cleveland. That's probably one of the worst markets in the NBA. I'm not saying he's LeBron James, but I'm saying he's still Melo. Yeah. So the money's going to follow you, no matter where you are. The endorsements are going to follow you because you're the endorsement. You're Melo. It's not the city. You're Melo. You know what I mean? Yeah. What? I got a whole lot of other points. I just don't want to sit here and talk about
So
because I can do it all the time.
You ready for me to respond to that?
Of course I am.
All right. They did. I'm gonna go back to Denver. After that Western Conference loss to the Lakers, when you said they start moving away their pieces, right? They needed to. Those pieces weren't gonna get them nowhere. I can't think of nobody on that team that was beneficial besides Chauncey and Melo. Like,
J.R. Smith.
No.
Time out.
No.
J.R. Smith wasn't beneficial.
No. If they would have traded him, that would have been beneficial.
See, you have to.
He had value back then.
You have to take off. You have to take out your personal feelings when you're talking about a player, because, and even me with Melo, that's why it's hard for me to debate Melo, because the way I really like Melo as a basketball player, I really like him. So you got to take your personal feelings off, and it's really hard. But you cannot sit here and tell me that J.R. Smith wasn't a valuable piece. When he did come back and go to New York, he won 6th Man of the Year. When Melo didn't play, Mike Woodson said, J.R. Smith, you start. He give us 30. He was the only player up until that time, up until Lou Williams started doing his motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
To recently. He was the only player to come off the bench and score 30 in 3 straight games. Like, J.R. Smith also another player that gets a very bad rap, and he's not a bad player whatsoever.
He had those spurts where he balled out.
You're right.
But majority of the seasons, he's like making the worst decisions. I go off what you show me on the court. That's when I start judging you. If you're doing this, if your bad tactics out there is outweighing the good shit you do, I gotta say something. I have to. Like, yeah, he won 6th Man, but then when it came to the playoffs, he played like the 15th man. That means he didn't even play.
You talking about J.R. Smith in New York?
Well, you brought up 6th Man. He only won 6th Man in New York.
Right.
So that New York, he got to the playoffs and disappeared.
No, he didn't.
In Denver, when they got to the playoffs, every time, especially the year before when they got bounced the first round by the Spurs when they had AI, and then the next year when they got bounced in the conference when they had Chauncey by the Lakers. JR disappeared every time. Plays like, all right, everybody want to hold it over JR head. The reason why I wasn't tripping, now last year, the Cleveland shit,
yeah.
I wasn't that mad at JR as much as the rest of the world is, because I'm like, yo, I've been following Melo, and JR has been on his team for so long, so I've been seeing JR do plays like that for over 10 years. Every time it comes to the playoffs, JR makes those kind of moves. And then after that Cleveland shit, they put out a compilation on YouTube of all the teams he was on, and he's done something very similar, if not the exact same thing that LeBron was mad at him for. So I wasn't mad at JR for that. I'm like, JR been doing that shit for years.
Plays. It's just the person, sometimes a lot of those bone-hand plays get magnified when it's certain people. Like, there's no way you can sit here and tell me that JR... I had a debate.
He didn't play defense.
You do know that was his specialty.
Not in the playoffs.
In Cleveland, that's what LeBron shouted them out for his defensive play. But we go back to that.
That year they won a championship, I give him that. I even told Snoop, because he was a huge LeBron fan, like, yo, I give it to JR this year. This championship year in 2016, was it?
Yeah.
I give it to JR and everybody on that team. But every other year, nah, man. That championship year, oh yeah, they pushed it out of him that year.
He's never been a defensive stopper. Like, I'm going to just lock you down, but J.R. Smith was
decent.
A decent defensive player.
Yeah, I give him that.
He's been there.
It's just every time it comes down to it, he disappeared.
I had a debate, and I was pissed off that I was having this fucking debate. Motherfucker said Kyle Korver or J.R. Smith. We talking today. Like, Kyle Korver or J.R. Smith. I said, at what point in Kyle Korver's career was he ever better than J.R. Smith? In Kyle Korver's prime, yes, he's a better three-point shooter.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
it. There and like this it was just me defending J.R. Smith in this debate. It was like 6 or 7 other people telling me that Kyle Korver is a better player, a better pickup than J.R. Smith. Now, J.R. Smith is first. I hate that because J.R. Smith is not one of my favorite players. So I hate that I had to defend. Yeah. I have to defend it, but like, come on, man, this is still basketball. Like, you're not gonna sit here and tell me that you're gonna take Kyle Korver over J.R. Smith. And they first thing they go back to, look at that dumbass shit he did at Cleveland. I said, you can say that all you want. That's one play. You're not gonna say one play is a good representation of how this man plays. He's a better defender than Kyle Korver. He's a better. He can get his shot way better than Kyle Korver can. Kyle Korver is catch and shoot. He's been there his whole career.
He ain't never been able to create his shot.
Right.
Like, yeah.
J.R. Smith will still take your ass off the dribble if need be. Like when at the beginning of the season when he was playing in Cleveland, when he played like 6 or 7 games, you could see, the J.R. Smith can still do this shit. J.R. Smith can still make plays. He's still a playmaker. I'm not saying he's just a great point guard. Bottom line, I hate that he's being compared to a motherfucker like Kyle Korver.
Yeah.
Just because motherfuckers put that narrative like he's stupid, he's dumb, he smoke a lot of weed, drink a lot of Hennessy, he does this, he does that, Kyle Korver's better. No, the fuck he isn't, and you know he isn't.
Now, I think...
Now, if you said J.J. Redick, I'm like, okay, I might take J.J. Redick over J.R. Smith, but I'm not taking Kyle Korver. You kiss my ass.
It ain't too much of a difference between J.J. and Kyle, though.
Well, J.J. is
they both run their routes, get to their spots. They get to their spots, and they hit their shots. JJ been more consistent over the last few years, but early on, Kyle Korver was like top of the 3-point history.
He was.
Until he got old.
With Atlanta, yeah, it was great.
Philly.
JJ Redick is a white Richard Hamilton.
He do be moving out there.
Exactly. He moves. Like,
he do be
Kyle
moving.
Kyle Korver standing in this spot. He's gonna stand here in the corner. I'm gonna stand here on the wing. Catch the ball and shoot. JJ Redick does the same thing, but if that spot's not open, I can run. Run, go get up and run through this pick. They actually, you know what I mean? Like, I can run through this pick. I can run. I can beat him off the feet. I can maneuver.
Yeah. Say Kyle ain't doing all that.
Kyle Korver can't do that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Now, since you brought up Kyle, and now I was gonna say I can see. It depends on how you building your team, because I wouldn't say Kyle Korver is a better player than most shooting guards, but depending on how I build my team, I can utilize him better than somebody like JR, who might not buy into the way I'm trying to run things. And Kyle, I know, go out there and then do what I asked him to do for the system. And then JR, you might have to put up with his attitude or, a bunch of other extra shit that we don't need. And which leads me to, I remember I made a comment in the group. I don't know if you're still in the group.
It's like an old group to you.
Yeah. Real sports talk. You remember y'all fried me too, man. I made that comment. I said I'll take Kyle Korver over James Harden. You remember that?
I don't remember that, but what the fuck were you thinking?
Man, it's because Harden. It's because Harden. Like, all right, the way I would set up my system, I need my shooting guards to do a lot of moving around, catch and shoot. Harden averages like 0 to 1 catch and shoot, or one shot off of a teammate's assist. That means he's not allowing nobody on his team ever to get an assist off of him. I don't want the shooting guard is the last person I want that from. And I knew at the time when I said this is like 3-4 years ago. I know Kyle Korver, I've seen him run around and get to it exactly like you need him to. He might not be the most athletic or physical out there, but he does what I need him to do. And I know James ain't trying to do that. And that's why I made the comment. Is Kyle Korver a better player than James Harden? Fuck no. But that's why I got fried, because people made it seem like, overall it was dumb. It was dumb.
All the points you're trying to make, but I don't even think Kyle Korver would take Kyle Korver over James Harden.
I agree.
Like, you see, the thing is, like, you try to build a system and you want the focus of the system to be second or third on the team, a catch and shoot person. No, that's not what Harden is. Like, what kind of team are you trying to build? Like, there's not any situation where I'm taking Kyle Korver over James Harden. No, there's none. And I don't think they're. Hell no. Are you? What the fuck?
And then the bad part is that right after I said that,
that's when you.
During the playoffs,
they should have put you out the group right there. Like that should have been the end of your tenure.
Hey, I would have respected that more than how I got put out the group. I know that much. I would have respected that much. Because that was some dumb shit overall. Especially when the playoffs started right afterwards. And then Kyle Korver couldn't hit a shot to save his life.
Oh, yeah, he was on that.
And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? After the comment I made in this group I'm in, yo, you got to back me up, Kyle Korver. And he was nothing. Like, every time LeBron or anybody passing the ball, wide open, though. Wide open, missing everything. I'm like,
Josh Smith did that to him.
Gosh, man.
He did. He did that shit to me.
Yeah, man.
I sat there with the bat for him, and that nigga missed like 8 threes. I'm like, God damn. Then I say, the next guy, like, man, you know, fuck J.R. Smith. Then this bitch go crazy. I'm like, man.
Hey, man, but that Cleveland finals last year, man, I was upset at LeBron more than anybody.
Why?
Because, man, like, you supposed to be the king, right? You supposed to be the best player on earth, right? Why, when y'all start messing up just a little bit, at the end of that game 1, I'm going to game 1. Yeah. The end of game 1, the game was in Cleveland's hands.
J.R. Smith fucked it up.
Golden State made a little push to come back. Yeah, J.R. Smith fucked it up, but yo, we're going into overtime. LeBron did not speak to not one of his teammates. I watched so many angles, so many replays. The only person LeBron said a word to after JR did what he did was Ty Lue. And he only spoke to Ty Lue once, and he asked him this: "Do we have any timeouts left?" He said, "Yeah, we did." And then Bron sat back and threw the towel over his head and then didn't talk to nobody else. The overtime started. He got on the court. He acted like he didn't want to be there. Everybody else was trying. LeBron was walking up court, throwing that bitch up. He didn't play with the same energy he had quarters 1 through 4. It got into like a minute something left, and then he started trying to play serious. But then he started jacking the stupidest shots possible. And it takes me back to what I just said. You're supposed to be the king. You're supposed to be the all-time leader. Why? Yo, that ain't how you act in the finals. You don't do that. What kind of fucking leader are you? Just because JR, who been doing shit like that his whole career, and you should know that. He do that, and then you fold? You fold? Y'all had the advantage over the Warriors. They barely came back. Cleveland was supposed to win game 1 if LeBron would have just been LeBron James. But no, he was so mad at JR. That's why I blame LeBron and not JR for that finals. And then they tried halfway through game 2, and then, oh, don't even get me started on game 3. Both years, not even just last year. Game 3, 2 years in a row with KD on that squad. LeBron, the first year, LeBron wasn't even checking KD all the way. KD hit that shot over him. The next year, oh my gosh, I can never forget LeBron for this, and I wasn't even counting on them. He told Rodney Hood to get on KD, and LeBron switched over and jumped on step. KD hit that shot. That was game. Why the fuck would you LeBron and that's KD? You put Rodney Hood on him? I don't think nobody pay attention because I never hear nobody say that. But if you go to that replay, everybody talk about that shot KD hit. Do you know LeBron pushed Rodney Hood out there and he jumped over on Step? Everybody knew Step wasn't getting that ball.
We didn't know that. But listen, when you talk about LeBron like that, it's a reason why the focus is on who LeBron is checking. Because they say LeBron don't play defense, which he don't really play. He's not going to check. LeBron is not going to check KD. And I don't think he should. And KD's not going to check LeBron either. I don't think he should. I mean, like, I wouldn't check the best player on the other team either. Let's go. It depends
on who it is. It depends on who it is, because that's, you know what, that's why Kawhi's my favorite player, because he remind me of what the reason why I love basketball, and that's Jordan and Pippen. They go out there, they dominate offense and check the best players on the opposing team.
Well, who the fuck did Jordan check?
That's why I say and Pippen.
No. You're not gonna throw that out there. Who did Jordan check, bro?
That's why I say and Pippen.
Jordan won 6 rings, right? Name the 2 guard on each one of those teams. Utah, you have Brian Russell and Jeff Hornacek. That's who he was checking. Jordan was checking Brian Russell and Jeff Hornacek.
That ain't much to check.
What
about Drexler?
When they beat Seattle, he was checking Hershey Hawkins. Now, I'm not saying Hershey Hawkins wasn't nice.
Yeah.
It was.
What about Drexler?
You said who?
Drexler. Clyde Drexler.
That was one. No, I don't even think he was checking him. Pippen was checking him. Pippen was checking Drexler. Jordan, I'm not saying because Jordan was a good defensive player.
Yeah.
But Jordan didn't check. He didn't check the best player on the team, and it was for that reason. I'm pretty sure it was for that reason for him to go down and bust your ass on offense, and that's what he was going to do.
Okay.
Jordan was going to bust your ass on offense.
We know because Pippen checked the best player every championship they won.
Right.
Every playoff round series they won. Pippen say to this day, no, I wasn't. We needed Jordan to hit that clutch shot. I'm pulling him back like, no, I got him. MJ, I got him. You don't got to worry about that. But that don't mean Jordan would just not play defense. We've seen LeBron just simply not play defense.
I agree. You have.
I've never seen Jordan take a play off on defense.
I have. I can't say I've seen him take a play off on defense. I done seen him get his ass.
I give you that.
I done seen him try, get his ass torched.
Yeah.
Like when the Grant Hills and people like that got in the league.
I mean, Grant Hill even torched Pippen a little bit,
No, a little bit. It was a lot of bit.
Yeah. I say if they went to the playoffs, if the Pistons could have faced them in the playoffs,
they'd have lost. But still, it would have been nice.
Pippen was gonna show the world why they didn't go through with that trade and trade for Grant Hill, and they kept Pippen because they tried to get Grant Hill for Pippen.
I mean, I ain't gonna say I remember that. Remember that.
But Grant Hill ain't never played defense nowhere near. I mean, bearing injuries and everything.
Pippen was the best two-way player in the league for about 8-9 years, at least. Pippen was the best two-way player in the league.
Why don't nobody give him his respect for what he did throughout the 90s?
Because he played with Jordan.
If you look at all the other teams in the league throughout the 90s, it ain't 10 better than Pippen. Hell, it might not be 5 better than Pippen.
So, five players in the 90s?
Yup, better than Pippen.
You're probably right. I never thought about it, but you're probably right.
From 90 to 99, I can't think of 5 people better than Scottie Pippen.
But that also, would that be a knock on Jordan then?
No, because then it goes back to, in a way, I see where you can be going with that because the hype and where we put Jordan's name at and he did this, he did. And then I was a Bulls fan, so I'm like, yo, why don't people throw Scottie Pippen name? That's why I respected Jordan so much at his Hall of Fame speech. He gave Pippen so much respect. And he was like, yo, all them championships wouldn't have been won without Scottie. I don't even think Jordan won a playoff series until he got Pippen on his team.
You're right. He didn't.
And then everybody talking about, LeBron, and I can't stand with Skip Bayless always throwing that out about LeBron, and then talking about
is a very biased. He's very biased.
Biased in the motherfucker.
If he don't like you, he's gonna find reason. He don't like Kawhi. He used to love Kawhi.
He used to love Kawhi.
But now he hates Kawhi, and now he want to discount everything Kawhi does.
Everything. I'll be like, yo, Skip, this can't
I'm
be
not
real.
a Kawhi fan, but that motherfucker's.
I don't see how nobody can not like
player
Kawhi.
up and then come down and bust your ass. Why do you have this much energy?
Man. Pippen said it a few years ago. I think right when I think Kawhi going into his last year with the Spurs, the year that Zaza shit happened. The year that started, Pippen said,
"What's up, best friend?"
He felt Kawhi was a better version of him. He was
Pippen also said that LeBron was better than Jordan.
He was high that day, though. You remember that meme? That was true. Pippen made that meme. I was high that day. I ain't mean to say that shit.
I mean,
I don't think
there's a situation I would take LeBron over Jordan.
Oh yeah, so hell yeah, in situations.
It's hard to compare the two because of the errors.
I don't think we should because fuck the errors. I mean, that's number one, but really number one should be their positions. They got different roles. Jordan is a shooting guard. Your shooting guard is supposed to be a killer. A small forward, you should be all around.
Thing, like positions, like they really starting to get it. We pay attention to positions so much that we forget that really positions were for beginners, so they know what your skill set should be at the height that you are. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you 6'4" under, yeah, you should be a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
You 6'7", 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", yeah, you should be a shooting guard.
Help you find your way.
Right, but these people that's on the court should be able to do everything that point guard can do, and vice versa. Like if you look now, that's why I say it's positionless basketball.
Yeah.
Like you can have, you got some centers that have ball handling like point guards.
Yeah.
Everybody is taught the same shit. Well,
Anthony,
should be taught.
Anthony Davis.
Everybody should be taught the same shit. I should be able to pass and rebound and shoot. Everybody should be able to do all of that shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they say they're positionless. So like the positions was really set up so you can know for beginners. So you know what everybody's supposed to be doing on the court. Split this up. But everybody should know how to do this. You should everybody should be able to catch and shoot. Everybody should be able to step out and check this person. Everybody should be able to box out and get a rebound. All these are the basics, but then they say, okay, no, big man should be down there boxing out and getting rebounds. The short person should be out there passing, but the big man should be able to step out there and pass the ball and check one of these, and check somebody that's on the perimeter. And the little man should be able to get down in there and box out.
Yeah.
Like, as a matter of fact, like yesterday, my son, he played in a 3-on-3 tournament yesterday, and the last team they played, they actually lost their last game. But when they walked on the court, I looked like these little motherfuckers are kind of big. Mm-hmm. And like BJ was like, okay, he want to play. I'm like, I'm like, get out there, whoop ass. But like in the back of my, I'm like, y'all finna get your ass whooped. Like I'm not saying like I'm not saying I ain't have any faith in my son. It was just his team was trash. Like his team was trash. Like so when they got on, they was playing. They playing, and one of the dudes was like it was kind of big. He was just getting rebounds, going right back up. Grab a rebound, going right back up. And like the other two dudes, it was 3-on-3, so the other two dudes on the floor, it was a little bigger than my son, so they kept putting them two on him. And I went to the coach and said, hey, let BJ check that dude. Let BJ check him. Dude's probably 5'4", 5'5". BJ is under 5 feet. I said, let BJ check him. So as soon as he put BJ, I said, BJ, box him the fuck out.
Yeah.
Put him under the rim. And that's exactly what he did. Boxed him out, put him under the rim. They still lost, but he boxed him out, put him under the rim, and get the rebound.
You seen the difference.
Yeah.
Matchups is everything, man.
Like, everybody should know how to play.
Matchups is everything. You know the stats as soon as that's why you was like, y'all about to get your ass. You seen the matchups, like, man.
And it wasn't just that they was big. It was two of them little motherfuckers was nice. I'm like.
Just had game. Because you can be big with no game.
Right. Like, these little niggas I'm finna lose.
Yeah.
like, they about to lose.
Man, hey, we need more. Where was that tournament at?
That was in Detroit, outside the Little Caesars Arena.
Okay, that's what's up. We need shit like that going on.
Jordan and the Bulls out the playoff series. We gonna talk about that.
What happened?
When the year Jordan came back and the Bulls lost
to Orlando.
Yeah, they'll talk about that. They said, well, Jordan was rusty. He just came back from that baseball stint. He didn't play a full season, and they always give him that out. But then if you go back and look in the regular season. Oh, man,
that motherfucker trained. He said before he came back in March that he had trained like a motherfucker. He prepped to come back. He came back, played March, April, May, and then got bounced out. I think he was in shape.
He dropped 55 on the Knicks the week before. That nigga was in shape.
No, man, Orlando was just ready, man.
It was.
Orlando was just ready.
And they went out and got Dennis Rodman. It was like nothing nobody could do with him then. Got Dennis Rodman.
Cool coaching them boys. Ron Harper.
They don't give cool coach enough credit either.
Six man. That was the first 6 man I've known, boy.
Didn't he win 6 man of the year?
Yes. I'm just mad Scottie Pippen ain't never won Defensive Player of the Year and Jordan did. Like, that pisses me off to this day.
Okay, now, was it easier to score in the 80s or now?
Easier to score?
Yeah, in the 80s or now?
I think easier to score now because back in the 80s, a motherfucker come clothesline you every time you come to the basket.
Right, and what else you can do? You can hand check.
Yeah, and hand check.
I hand check motherfuckers now. If I'm checking somebody that's too fast.
Yeah.
I push
I'm putting a hand check out there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, even though that's foul.
I mean, they still do see, that's the thing that killed me. The referees pick and choose what days and games they want to call it. Motherfuckers still be hand checking to this day. I see it out there all the time.
But hand checking was totally legal, right? When Jordan won his Defensive Player of the Year, they said, well, Jordan played in a better area. I mean, he won Defensive Player of the Year. Now, if it's harder to score in the 80s, does that mean that it's easier to play defense too? It's so much easier to play hand check defense. But you don't say that. Like they don't like now. My nigga, you just gotta move your feet. Like you put your arms out there, but you don't touch nobody.
See, that's why it bring me back to Kawhi and maybe Paul George. With how it is now, it's harder to play defense because the offensive person get to do so much more. You really, and that's why I like the physicality of back then, but today you get to see skills. Like everybody showing their skills. Back then, you can have somebody. What if somebody was as skilled as a step or somebody back then? We wouldn't know because they was too frail and they out there getting knocked to the floor every time. What can he show you? How he'd never be able to show you his true potential.
Facts.
So now they can. You can't touch them. Now it's harder to play defense. That's a good point. You bring that up. It's harder to play defense. So if you can play defense in today's game without, like, I think, a couple years ago they said Kawhi, I think after he won his last Defensive Player of the Year, he had the least amount of fouls, and like he never fouled nobody, and was getting like hella steals. He was down there at the top of the league in steals and not getting any fouls. It was like, damn, you know how hard it is to get steals like that and get stops, and you ain't fouling nobody. Like, man, just go for all ball.
I mean, I can't lie. I love his game. I just hate him.
Romel said Jordan ain't had too much to guard. Niggas from back then getting crossed the fuck up. Yeah, if
you know what, Gilbert Arenas brought that up. Like I've been saying, I think I said this shit in the group before. I said because they told my ass up too. I said, what makes y'all feel? I said like right now in this league, right now when Jordan got in this league, when he got in the league was 84, 85.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever seen anything like Jordan. Like, you had a Clyde Drexler.
He
was not a Jordan.
We just had 30 years to prepare for that shit because we've been seeing it.
So you telling me? So I said, now nigga, like in the league today, it's about 100 motherfuckers in the league just as athletic with the same skill set as Jordan had. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like Jordan got better. You know, he developed his shot and everything as his career went on.
Yeah.
But there's 30. That's 100 motherfuckers in the league.
Keep going. I'm gonna go.
It's 100 motherfuckers in the league right now with the same skill set or athleticism as Jordan. Why do y'all think that people stop evolving? Why do you think we're humans? We're going to evolve. You evolve at least every 10 years. So how do you figure that in basketball, motherfuckers stop evolving? Nobody's getting faster. Nobody's getting stronger. Nobody's getting smarter because it's basketball. Come on, man. This makes no sense. Like, we saw it. We saw the eye test. When these new motherfuckers got in here with these new moves, like I was just saying, when Pippen got into the league, not Pippen, my fault. When Grant Hill got in the league and they got Jordan and Pippen trying to check Grant Hill, went to motherfucking work. They couldn't do nothing with him. Same thing, like Jordan got switched off on Iverson. We saw what the fuck happened. Like he wasn't used to that. What up, though?
They should have kept Ron Harper on the thing.
I ain't got no hands.
You said what? Think they should have kept Ron Harper on Iverson?
I mean, he was, but he couldn't do nothing with it. You know what I mean? Like, he couldn't do nothing with it. It was like, oh, Jordan. You heard Phil Jackson say.
All right.
You heard Phil Jackson say, Jordan. He said, Michael, you got to pick him up. Oh, nigga, you on the island. It's that, nigga. You on the island. Niggas back, motherfuckers act like the league just stopped. Like motherfuckers stopped getting bigger, stopped getting better because Grant Hill was a beast. Motherfuckers act like motherfuckers just stopped getting better because they want to put Jordan. Like Jordan probably may be the greatest of all time. May. But the thing is, the key word in that sentence is may. You know what I mean? Like it can be disputed. Motherfuckers say shit like, "Well, Jordan had 6 rings. This motherfuckers with more rings than Jordan." Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had 6 rings too. We leave that out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Bill Russell has 9 or 11. Well, it was only 11 teams. Well, you can't help the era that you was born in.
You can't help that. It ain't nothing you can do about that.
You play who's in front of you.
Play what's in front of you. It ain't nothing you can do about that.
LeBron only got 3 rings. I said, cool. LeBron only got 3 rings. That's valid. When we start calling Jordan the greatest, the first time he retired, how many rings did he have?
3. Damn. Hey, he hit us with some shit. Damn, every time I say we should dead that talk. But know what? I think Wilt Barnes from the group, he said he pointed something out to me. We I think the conversation was going something like this back in Real Sports Talk. And he pointed out to me there really isn't a greatest player of all time.
It's hard. You can't prove it. If it is, you can't prove it.
Yeah, because it's too much. It's too much involved from the front office to your roster to the coaching, the system. It's too much that got something to do with the eras. You know what I'm saying? It's so much like you pointed out how Jordan was like the first of his kind. Because Jordan, he told us himself, like, he took the style of Dr. J, the style of this person. He put it all to some gumbo, and then you got the Jordan dish. And then, since the 80s, we got people who's admired that and tried to, mimic their game based off of it, or use Jordan as the top of the totem pole. Like, I'm trying to reach that level. So you got so many people coming with so many new skills over the last 30 years, and then everybody going against each other at a high level versus back then we had a bunch of people, they only knew the fundamentals and shit, and they wasn't like just exciting to watch and just so elite. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had that many elites back then versus now. So I think Jordan would have fun if he was in this era. I know that much because you get to see him compete against more people that's balling on a higher level.
He get niggas hell still.
Oh hell!
Like we said, it was easier to check motherfuckers back then. It's still easier to score, and that's what the motherfucker did. So he still give motherfuckers hell.
Q-Rich said, "Come on now, Bill Russell," but it is all about the era. Really, can't say. Bill Russell had 11 rings.
He got 9, don't he? He
11.
got 11.
He got 11, man. Yeah, Bill Russell got 11. And his very last championship, he was the fucking player and coach. So he was Jackie Mooning it out there before Jackie Moon. Shit, Romeo said, I don't care who from the 90s you put on either, he's still giving him 30. Who giving who 30?
See, the thing is, like, I'm not saying that Jordan he would ball the fuck out in this era. But
oh, KD.
He'd be like this. If Jordan played now,
yeah,
he'd probably be top 10. Like, he'd be top 10. Motherfuckers will rank other motherfuckers right now over Jordan if he played in this era.
You got me thinking about something. Earlier you said about Jordan, when we was talking about checking the best player and coming out being as dominant on offense as you were on defense. Pippen won never that high offensively, and Jordan won never as high as Pippen defensively. So if you put those two in the league today with somebody like a Kawhi or Anthony Davis, how do you make that top 10 with them being in it? Like, you throw Jordan, Pippen in there.
I don't think Pippen would make the top 10, but Jordan would, just because we got James Harden. We got James Harden in the top 5.
He shouldn't be.
Well, we got James Harden in the top 5, right?
Yeah.
And he's not a great defensive player. You know what I mean? Like, Jordan is not, well, in the 90s, he wasn't a great defensive player. He was decent, but he wasn't great. On offense, the motherfucker was amazing.
Yeah.
The shit that he did then, he'd probably do it now. But then it'd be other motherfuckers that's like just ass or more amazing. Like if you had Jordan in the league, you got Kevin Durant in the league right now. Kevin Durant is a better scorer. Kevin Durant is a better scorer than Jordan. Nobody would ever say that. Nobody would ever admit that, but Kevin Durant is definitely a better scorer than Jordan. There's not one area on that court that Kevin Durant can't score from.
Is it because of his height?
Probably.
Because
that got a whole lot to do with it. A whole lot to do with it.
If I put him as a better scorer over anybody, it's mainly because of his height.
So, you can't control that.
You can't control that.
You can't control your height, just you can't control...
Who am I to blame because I'm this tall and I'm shooting over every damn body? Right. That's not my fault. I gotta play what's in front of me. Gotta play what's in front of me.
I just think Kevin Durant is a better scorer. People say, well, they didn't shoot as many threes back then. Whose fault is that? The game evolved.
Yeah.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, that ain't shit. That ain't their fault. They could have shot as many threes. They didn't.
Now, I'm not saying Kevin Durant is better than Jordan. I'm just saying he's a
Better scorer.
He's
Yeah.
a better scorer.
Yeah, it's a difference.
But
You can be a better scorer, but not a better player.
If Jordan was dropped in this era.
Yeah.
Same skill set. He'd be top 10. Like, it would be debated. It would be debated where he is, you know, where he ranks in the league right now. It would be debated. But since he's not playing anymore, he played this era, he dominated the fuck out of his era.
Yeah.
They just say he's the greatest of all time. And then you want to compare him to other players that's playing right now. They say, well, he's not this good, he's not that good. It's not fair to them because, like, how the fuck we know? We never had that. We never had a measuring stick. And I really believe if you drop Jordan right now, he'd be top 10 and not top 1.
Yeah. You got a point, especially when you throw in people like Kareem and all them. Yeah, man, it's hard to. Jordan never liked him being put over the people before him.
He never said it either. He never said he was the greatest.
Never said it, not once.
Never said he was the greatest.
Never heard Jordan say he was the greatest.
I want to say he was humble, but he's so not humble.
He probably feel like he do, especially how they've been bigging his head up since the 80s. And, you know, especially when Magic and Larry Bird was two of the first people to say he was the best in the world.
Yeah.
As he was coming from North Carolina, they called him the best in the world when they fighting for championships. And then they was like, but that kid Michael Jordan, he's the best on the planet Earth right now.
LeBron. Well, they didn't say it his first year. Well, when they said when Tracy McGrady and Kobe played against him, it was like, oh, this motherfucker's a problem.
Oh yeah.
And then Tracy McGrady finally admitted, like, he's probably the best in the league right now.
Yeah.
He's the best. I mean,
he has so many skills.
Isaiah Thomas brought up a great point. He said, we always call Jordan the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then we say LeBron would never beat Jordan. Who did Jordan play under? He said he always had a Hall of Fame coach. He said he played under, in college, who was his coach? Was it Dean? Was it Dean's name?
I forgot his name. I know when he came to the league, he was under Doug Collins.
Yeah. You got Dean Smith, Doug Collins, Phil Jackson, and then when you get to the USA team, you got Chuck Daly. All of these are Hall of Fame coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Let's name LeBron's coaches.
He came to the league, had what?
Yeah, Mike Brown.
That one first. He had, was it Paul Silas?
Ooh, see? Paul Silas? Okay,
was Paul Silas his coach, or was it?
Paul Silas. Probably Ebony.
I think Paul Silas.
She is so fucking pretty.
Yeah.
Ebony Reed.
Ebony Reed? I'm about to see her. Am I friends with you, Ebony Reed? Let me see how pretty you are.
I'll be gassing the fuck out of her. But anyway, like I was saying,
shout out to everybody watching, man. Much to discuss. Chris the Boss. Shout out to my guest, Shea Butter Cleveland, aka Barchelle Cleveland, y'all.
See, like like I was saying, he never had a Hall of Fame coach. So who the fuck taught him the game like he knows it?
I be wanting to know that too.
LeBron can coach, right? He's an on floor coach. Like they show examples of him running plays back. Like they showed an example in the finals.
Yeah.
He watched the play get broken up. He came back. He saw the mistake that happened in that play and knew exactly what Golden State was going to do to stop that play and countered it the very next play and then scored on that play.
You know, Shaq pointed that out about Bron.
I think somebody put it on the screen like, how the fuck did he do that?
Yeah. Did you see that one time they asked him about it at the podium? And then he just read the whole, like, damn, you just read back more than what they asked you, like, play by play. And then they did another video meshing his words up with the actual footage. And they were like, damn, he really got a photographic memory of everything that happened. Like, Shaq said he seen that, I think, either when he played against Bron before he teamed up with him or when he got to Cleveland. And he was like, yo, I've never seen nobody just know the game like that. Like, ever.
But who taught him that?
Who
taught him that shit?
Shit. Unless they said it in that first movie he came out with. I don't know. I ain't never heard about it. And that's why he get the respect he do.
He get a lot of disrespect.
He get a lot of disrespect.
But you know what? What we forget? Jordan got a lot of disrespect.
Oh, yeah.
When he played, Jordan got a lot. When Jordan retired the first time,
yeah,
you know they was saying, his daddy was killed because of him. Like that's you don't get more disrespectful than that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I do remember that.
Like they,
I was little then too, man. That shit
and like
was
we call
fucked up.
LeBron a crybaby. Like if you was like I was like 6 or 7 then, but back then I used to have to go with my mama and she go over her friend's house and they watching the game and all you heard people say was, "He's a fucking crybaby," talking about Jordan. He gonna get the call because he's a fucking. Like he get the same. LeBron gets the same disrespect.
We hear that same
Jordan
shit about Bron. Damn.
Jordan gets so much disrespect. He got a whole lot of disrespect then.
Yeah.
LeBron got a lot of disrespect now. Jordan got so much disrespect when they retired. It was like, okay, all that shit going out the window. He's just the greatest. Maybe that should have happened with LeBron too. Like they'll just give his respect after he's done.
People go respect Bron for how much he's been able to do. Like on the court, like it's so much basketball bottled up into one man. Like they go give him. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like as of right now, I still got Jordan over him. But the more I think about it, I'm starting to break my list up into the excuse me
break it into
eras. Yeah, you got to. But if I have to bring all the eras together, I'm going off of positions because like. Or they play styles. Because, like, I put Bron in that category with, like, people like Magic, maybe a Pippen. Because Pippen did a lot of the stuff Bron do. Magic did a lot of stuff Bron do. You know what I'm saying? Hell, Bron got some of Pippen and some of Magic in him.
Yeah.
He ain't got Jordan in him. Why they always want to compare him to Jordan. Jordan came in
That's
like...
Kobe.
Yeah, that's Kobe. It's like... And see, if we ever would have had Jordan, I mean, not Jordan, but Bron and Kobe on teams, that would have been like Jordan and Pippen in a way. Because Bron go get you to the finish line. But Kobe, I need you to get us over that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That was Pippen. Jordan, I'm going to get you to the fourth quarter. Jordan, when we get there, kill him.
Kobe gonna shoot. Kobe's gonna shoot the ball.
He said the whole way to the finish line. You giving me that motherfucking ball.
Kobe's gonna shoot. And one thing I didn't like about Kobe.
Two different players. Who you talking about, Romeo?
One thing I didn't like about Kobe, we always say LeBron gave up. Do you remember when Kobe gave the fuck up?
LeBron gave up when?
We always say LeBron. I think LeBron gave up in Dallas. When Dallas beat them, when he averaged 17 fucking points in the finals.
Oh,
I really think
that
gave
man,
up.
I don't know what was up with him that series,
man. You just said he gave up, when that
in the Cleveland, yeah.
Kobe gave up Game 7 against Phoenix when they was up.
When they 3-1. and Phoenix came back 3. Oh,
Kobe gave up Game
Kobe
7.
did.
I think Kobe took 3 shots in a whole second half of a Game 7 against the number 1 seed. Phoenix Suns, and they had them on the ropes, could have beat them. Because Game 6, he took so many shots, and all the critics was out of his head. Like, he took too many shots, you shot them out the game. And I guess he wanted to prove a point and say, you see, they can't win without me. This nigga took like 3 shots the whole second half. This is Kobe.
Damn. You know what? And they called Max Kellerman, they called him crazy because he said Kawhi in the playoffs in his career has been more clutch than Kobe Bryant. The world, y'all know you heard that, right? The world went crazy. Everybody came down on Max. And he kept saying, like, hold on. What meaningful shots does Kobe hit in the playoffs? Then he brought up that time about the 3-1 and said exactly what you just said. Like, y'all know how many shot attempts he had at the end?
I read it somewhere. Like, I read it a couple years ago. Like, can't be right. And then I went back. I'm like, he's not. I mean, this article was not lying.
Man,
somebody can say like LeBron's don't have that killer instinct like Jordan. You know, I think the thing around killer instinct, motherfuckers think it's only one way to kill a motherfucker.
Man, I was waiting for you so I could say that. They think the only way to kill is the way Jordan killed.
Jordan did hit a few game winners, but how many he missed? First off, how many? And hold on, and then
he missed a lot.
He missed a lot of them. You know, LeBron does have the best. Out of him, Jordan and Kobe, he has the best percentage.
I seen that. That shit fucked me up too. That shit fucked me up when I seen that.
But there's been times that I kind of remember Paxson standing in the corner hitting 3 for a game winner because Jordan passed it to him.
I remember Kerr doing that.
Kerr doing that. Yeah. You know, but that gets swept under the rug because he has that killer instinct. There's more than one way to kill a motherfucker. There's more, like, it's a calculated kill. If it's 4 people checking me, why the fuck would I take the shot?
It's just test, not checkers.
Why would I take that shot though? Like that's stupid. That's a dumb basketball play. Now I seen Kobe take a shot with 3 people on him and him hit it. Game winner. But is that a good shot? It's not a good shot just because he hit it. It's still a horrible shot, but he just happened to hit that motherfucker. Yeah. And then like when they won that championship, this was Skip Bayless. They wouldn't have won it without Kyrie. You're right. Kyrie hit that dagger ass 3. But what set that 3 up? Why you telling me that this chase down block is not a clutch play? And then going back when Ray Allen hit that 3. What set that up? Why were they back in the game? Because they said they was bringing champagne out and everything. They about to pop. I was kind of mad. I wanted San Antonio to win because T-Mac was on their team.
Yeah, me too.
But they said they bringing the champagne out and everything. They about to celebrate. And LeBron came and brought them back.
Yep.
And Ray Allen wanted to hit the 3 to tie the game and send it to overtime.
And guess what? That's what Ray Allen there for.
Yeah, but he did that. And that's great that he did that. That was a clutch fucking play. But who brought them back in that goddamn game? And the 3 that LeBron missed was a heat check because he had just hit the 2 right before that.
Yeah, he did.
It was a heat check.
He did. That's what everybody, you play your role. You play your role, man. Bron, he played his role, but it's a team sport. It's not boxing. You know, where it's just 1-on-1. No, it's 5-on-5 out there. So you do what you do, and then when it come down to a certain scenario, you give it to your teammate who might be better in that area. You know what I'm saying? Bron to get you there, but Kyrie, I might need you to hit that dagger. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna draw a lot of attention on me.
Kyrie didn't give a fuck. Though.
Coming to the hole.
Yeah, I think Steph came down, missed the 3. LeBron came down, missed something. Kyrie, give me the ball. I got it.
But yeah, hey, you got a point there. You can't really say Kyrie like Bron wasn't clutch. I mean, it's 2 sides to the game of basketball. It's offense and defense. We had a big clutch moment on defense, LeBron's block. Because without that block, then Warriors would have scored the first points in over 4 minutes. And not Kyrie doing it for the Cavs.
Hey, you know what made him get that block? J.R. Smith.
J.R.
Smith made Andre Iguodala change his shot.
He seen it coming.
No, if you look, J.R. Smith was on him.
I think he...
Andre Iguodala went up, straight up, and then tried to go back to the right and get that layup. That little split second is where LeBron was like, oh, it's mine. But let's say J.R. Smith gave up on that fucking play. Whole nother narrative, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, you right about that. You right about that, man.
Like, I did, but when I don't know what the fuck was wrong with LeBron in the Dallas series. Maybe when he retired to come out there, he was paid off. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him, but Dwayne Wade balled his ass off.
Dwayne was balling. Chris Bosh was trying. Bron was like, yo, come on, man. Like, man. It's going to come out something. Well, it might not come out because Jordan still ain't came out and told us why the fuck he retired the first time and robbed us of the Bulls versus the Rockets in 94 and 95. I know Jordan he still owes an explanation for that shit.
You know what the theory is? He was suspended.
It was David Stern didn't want him there or some shit.
No, they say he was suspended.
The gambling shit?
Yeah, he was under investigation.
Man, yeah, this is...
He was under federal investigation. He actually had to go to court for this shit, too. Like, he was...
I think I did.
They said they swept that shit under the rug.
Off of the gambling, though?
He was named in some bookies that got indicted. He was named in his books on the money. And, like, he had to go to court for that shit. He didn't get found guilty or nothing, but he was going back and forth to court for that.
Yeah.
But, the NBA was supposed to punish him for that. And they saying the theory is David Stern said, hey, take a season off. Take 2 seasons off. We're going to sweep this under the rug and we never, no punishment will come from it. So he didn't go to jail, of course.
It's always something.
That's the theory. I don't know if it's true. I mean, the court, him going to court, that's true. Like, they got the documents on that, but I couldn't tell you about the punishment or why he stopped playing.
Yeah, it's always something. I want to ask you something, man. Especially while I got you here. What made you get over into comedy in the first place? How'd you get with that, and how have you managed to stay consistent over the years?
Popular demand. That's how I got into it. Popular demand. Like, I was always thought of as like a funny motherfucker. I was one of the niggas like don't blaze with him.
Yeah.
But I remember back my first show, Ray Tyler was put on the show, and Chris Hampton was hosting.
Yeah.
He had a few comedians, and he was like, "Man, they want you to do comedy." Like, people been asking me, "You gonna be on it?" Because like I've always been cracking jokes on social media, Twitter. Like, that's where it really started on Twitter. I used to go crazy on Twitter.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers like, man, motherfuckers asking, "Are you gonna be in?" I'm like, "Nigga, no, I ain't no fucking comedian, nigga. No, I don't. No, I'm not gonna be in it." And he was like, "Hey, $200." I'm like, "Man, I'll be there." Like, what time?
That should change quick.
Like $200 for 8 minutes.
Well, I can do it. I should be able to do that.
So I'm like, and so I'm thinking in my head, like, man, this shit gonna be easy. This shit gonna be easy until I got to the venue and I seen like it was a lot of people there. Like he brought a lot. It was a Raspberry, so it may not have been a lot of people. Probably was like 95 to 100 people. But Raspberries, that's a packed fucking house.
That's packed, especially if you ain't been doing that. If you ain't done that before.
So I get up there and like I kid you not, I had not one joke. I didn't have not one joke, none. And it was my homeboy C20. He came to the venue with me, whatever, right? Because he had done some stand up before.
Yeah.
But he had stopped years ago. And so I'm like,
C20 did stand up? I can't even picture that shit.
It's a long time ago, but
C20, you funny?
C20,
no, it's like
as fuck. He might be the funniest person I know.
For real?
Dead ass. Like, that's not a shot at no other funny motherfuckers, but I'm telling you, C20 get busy.
All right. We're gonna have to put a show together, man.
He ain't gonna do it.
They ain't gonna do it?
He ain't gonna do it.
When the last time he did it?
Probably like 8 years ago.
Oh shit.
He ain't gonna do it, but he get busy. But anyway, man, we get to the spot, and I'm sitting there nervous. I'm telling him, like, nigga, I ain't got no jokes. He's trying to give me jokes. I'm like, bro, I don't want your jokes.
Yeah.
I'm still like that with him to this day. Like, nigga, I don't want a joke that you gave me. I don't care how funny it is. I still don't want it.
Yeah.
And so he was like, well, shit, nigga, you better get it together. A little nigga walk in, talking to C20. See, at this time, C20 is a party promoter too.
Yeah.
So a little nigga walk in, and him and C20 talking. He says, I hear him say, "Yeah, man, you know I got a 40 and shit. You know I got the dick on it." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, the 40 got the dick on it." And so like I'm not paying. I'm not in that conversation, so I ain't say shit. But I got done. I'm like, "Man, bro, what are you talking about?" He was like, "Oh, that's what they call the extended clip." And I was like, "That's my joke." That's the only joke I had, bro. Like, that was the only joke I had. And so how it set me up good because Chris, like, I could blaze.
Yeah.
So Chris Hampton, when he introduced me, he blazed me first. So I'm like, okay, cool. So now when I get up here, now I got something to say. I can talk about his ass.
Yeah.
I can blaze him, and I can blaze the other motherfucker. It was somebody in the crowd that was heckling him too. And so I lit his ass up, and then I gave him that joke. And that was my whole set. And motherfuckers like, "Man, you funny as hell." I'm like, "Wait, y'all think that was funny?" And then from there, I started actually like writing jokes down and shit. But,
yeah.
Like I had to learn how to write a joke, all kind of shit. And then like, as far as like being consistent with it,
yeah,
I just make sure I'm posting on social media. Like I post a lot on social media just so they know, like, hey, still funny, book 'em. You know, even if I'm not doing the show, I'm still posting just so motherfuckers will know he's still doing this thing. Like, I might go back and repost some of my old shit.
I like how you utilize social media over the years, especially from like the first time when I found out you was doing the stand-up comedy, and then I seen you at the show, and then afterwards I started seeing more and more of you doing your thing, utilizing Twitter and Facebook and shit like that. I'm like, that's what's up. Especially in today, how anybody in a comedic world, you can utilize social media. Versus back then, it wasn't available for them to do that.
like the biggest knock. Like I used to get pissed off. Like the other comedians, some of the other comedians, they used to hate on me, and like I always show love to them, but motherfuckers used to hate on me.
You talking about the comedians from the last generations?
No, from Flint. No, I'm talking about the ones that I still perform with now.
Oh, okay.
I still perform with these niggas now to this day, but they used to hate on me. They said shit like that nigga only funny on the internet. This, and this. This is why you might see me say shit like, nigga, I do this shit without a dating connection. I say that a lot. But motherfuckers like, you only funny on the internet, shit like that. And I used to get pissed off when they said that. Like, nigga, why you hating?
Yeah.
And my uncle was like, how many people's out there like your biggest show? I said, probably like 1,500, maybe 2,000. Like, that's real good. How many Facebook friends you got? I was like, I got 5,000. I got about 8,000 more that just follow.
Yeah.
He said, any joke you put out there on social media is gonna touch way more people than you are gonna touch in the show. So when motherfuckers say you only funny on social media, that's fine. Just be funny on social media. You're gonna touch way more than people gonna touch.
Yeah.
Like, how many Instagram followers you got? How many Twitter followers? I'm like, I'm up there. I'm like, yeah, post it. Post your shit there. Post it. Tell them, let them motherfuckers no, you just funny on social media. But more motherfuckers gonna know that I'm funny than people gonna know that you are.
You're right about that.
Yeah, but that's not the case. I'm not just funny on social media. I'm not even trying to make it seem like I'm just the funniest motherfucker ever. I just know.
But that was some real shit to live by, though.
I just know I'm funny.
Yeah, that's a start.
Yeah, start. It does. Shit's scary.
What's going on, everybody watching? What's going on?
Shit's scary as hell.
What's that?
Getting on the stage.
Getting on the stage.
And that shit is scary. And then like, man, it's so like the last show I did was actually with Shorty. The one we did with just Flint.
Mm-hmm.
And the nigga right before, Christian came out. He was the second. I went fourth. Christian came out. He went second, right?
Yeah.
This is his first show. He went out there and set the fucking stage on fire. I mean, like, little nigga went crazy.
His first show?
First show. Went crazy.
Shout out to you, homie.
So I'm like, shit. I gotta go behind that? But I go fourth, right?
Yeah.
So the nigga right behind me bombed. Like, he went out there, he bombed.
Damn.
Nobody laughed. Motherfucker text my phone like, bro, go get the mic. I'm like, he bombed. Something else. And then I'm thinking like, fuck. Now they don't want to laugh no more. So it's like, I can't go either way. It's like, I don't want to go behind a motherfucker that was super funny. And I don't want to go behind a motherfucker that's not funny at all. You know what I mean?
They looking at you to say tonight.
Yeah, so I'm like, now it's more pressure. So I'm like, I don't know which one I'd rather. I just went out there like, and then like, what set me up good, like, Nate blazed me. Like, he can't, I had my set already set together. Like, I'm not Blake, because I don't like talking about.
He was hosting?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he roasted me for a little minute before he brought me out. Just like, I have to reply.
Yeah.
This is going to let me know what kind of night this is. So I gave him a light ass, a nice little light joke. And they laughed. They bit. I'm like, oh, okay. They fucked with me. And then, like, once you start going, once you get that first laugh, the rest of the show is like, what's that? Like, now you know you're going to get laughs. And even at the Capitol, that was the most nervous I've ever been. I'm out there, and like, I'm in theater. I'm always nervous in the theater. I walk out there, and everybody looking at me.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just peeking through the curtains. But when I walked out there, when I actually got on stage, you couldn't see nobody. And then, like, and one thing I learned from doing clubs and doing actually comedy shows.
Yeah.
When you go to a comedy show, motherfuckers actually come to laugh. And that's all they there for. To make they want to laugh. We doing a club or some shit, motherfuckers might be trying to get drinks, they trying to hear music, and you gotta snatch their attention. This how I knew it was gonna be a good night when I walked out there on the stage of the Capitol. So when I got on stage, I don't know who it was, but motherfucker said, "What's up, Shea Butter?" And I turned around and said, "What's up, my nigga?" And people started laughing at that. I'm like, that's not even a fucking joke. I just spoke to a nigga. I'm like, this.
So they ready.
Yeah, I'm finna tell their ass up now. You know what I mean? Like, once you get that first laugh, it's like all the pressure goes out the window.
No,
you know
yeah. It make it easier for shit to just flow.
Yeah.
Just shit, even shit you might not even have planned to come do. You might throw this in there too.
Matter of fact, the last show, I improv because I'm on the mic, like I'm doing my thing, and then I got to a joke. But I planned part of this joke. I said, we had a church, right? The building we was performing in is owned by the church.
Okay.
And so before I did this joke, I added this in right before I started. It said, God forgive me for doing this joke, this, and this. Like I know we in a church, but and then like as I said that part, I fucked around and pulled the cord out of the mic. While I'm performing, I done pulled the cord out of the mic.
So did nobody hear it?
No, they heard that part.
Oh.
But then I pulled the cord out of the mic. And so I just plugged the shit back up. I'm like, I just said, that's just the Lord. He don't want me to do this joke. I think I'm going to do it anyway. And like, but that was improv. And then I said some other shit about some rap. I think I said some shit about a rapper. That was improv. I said some shit about a barber. That was improv. Like, that's how my show ended up. It was supposed to be 15. It ended up being like 18, 19 minutes.
Oh, for real? What's the longest set you did?
Probably like 27 minutes.
Okay, how was that one?
If you can make 27 minutes, it's got to be great.
Oh, yeah. Where was that?
It was in Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor?
Yeah, in Ann Arbor. I'm trying to think of the name of this club, but it was for white people. White people like laughing at black people. White people love laughing at black people. So
I was in the middle of laughing that he added at black people. Right? That shit.
Like, I don't know if they laughing at me or laughing with me, laughing at the joke, but a laugh is a laugh.
Yeah, it's good to hear you laugh.
This funny. Like, he sure the fuck is.
It's healthy to laugh, man. Laughter is healthy, man.
It is.
Laughter is healthy. What's the farthest you traveled to do a show?
The furthest I've ever traveled would probably be Illinois.
Illinois? Okay.
Yeah, Illinois.
How long ago was that one?
2 years. It was 2 years ago. That probably wasn't my best show. It was alright. I didn't get booed. But I've done better. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
You got a like page, don't you?
Nope.
No channel or nothing. With your material posted.
I do have a channel. I got a YouTube channel on my material posted, but I ain't got a lot on there. Like I gotta make another one. Cause I got so much. I ain't updated in like 4 years.
Start updating, man.
I am. I got the footage now. And like,
yeah.
I actually have the footage now, and I got footage from my last 2 shows, and I'm gonna put it on there. That, but another thing, like with what I don't like with social media.
Yeah.
I don't like when motherfuckers steal jokes and memes and shit like that. Like motherfuckers, like, and I get pissed off, like visibly upset when motherfuckers accuse me of stealing shit.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, it was yesterday. Look, you steal my shit and I see it, I'm gonna call you out.
Yeah, that should be funny too. I think I seen you.
So yesterday, I think, man, one of the niggas stole my shit, and he didn't steal it from me. He stole it from somebody else that stole it from me.
Okay.
So I commented and said, and I put the timestamp, the date and timestamp, which I posted. Last time I posted was 2 years ago. First time I posted was like 3.5.
Yeah.
I put the last time I posted over there, screenshot. I was like, this sounds familiar. But it was a screenshot of that exact same joke with the date and time that it was posted, which was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
This nigga go back and tell me, nigga, I got it on Twitter, the same place you stole it from. Nigga, I really got pissed off. Like, nigga, you telling me I stole it because you stole it? Like, you telling me I can't be that funny? That's what you're saying. Like, there's no way that I can think of some shit that funny. That's what you're saying. Because we from the same city, you think that I can't think of some shit that funny. So come on, dog. So then, like, me and this nigga going back and forth.
Niggas
like, nigga, I already know, nigga, you capping. You stole that shit. I'm like, and so then, earlier today, I'm scrolling Instagram, and I see a meme. It was a picture of Ike Turner.
Yeah. And
then the word said, she said, you get on my last nerve. I said, bitch, who getting on the other ones? This is a meme, right? And so I'm like, oh shit, that's my shit. I made this a few years ago. This bitch gonna tell me, no you didn't. You probably stole it too. I'm like, bitch.
Damn,
why do you feel like I gotta steal it?
Take all the credit. And
like why do I feel like I have to steal it? I know that Richard Pryor, I didn't even read, I just saw Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor used to have writers for him also think a lot of comedians use different material from various comedians. Yeah, so I pride myself on not doing that. I'm not gonna do that. Like, don't get me wrong. There's been formats of jokes that I've actually used, but I'm not going to take what you said and switch it up and make it. No, I'm not going to do that. Like, I take a format of a joke, like for instance, one of the a joke writing scheme is what they call a callback.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you say a joke early in the show, and then like at the end of that show, you bring the punchline of that last joke you said. You bring that back. So
Yeah.
I do that all the time. I do callback jokes because you usually get a good laugh off of that if you do it the right way. So I would do shit like that, but my nigga, like, I'm not stealing your joke. And like, if I say something and it sounds similar to what somebody else said,
yeah,
if it's on social media and somebody say, no, you got that from somewhere else. If you show me where somebody else said it before, I'll take my shit down. Like, nah, I don't want them likes. Because if I didn't say it, I don't. Like, some motherfucking chick did that to me the other day. I put a post up and said, like, that joke scheme where everybody's saying God did this, like, when motherfuckers talking to God, and I said, God, the fact that you gave these bitches for their belly, they put it in their ass now. Now, mind you, I've never seen this nowhere before. So the chick shared it, and she said, he stole this. So I'm like, bitch, stole it? I don't steal shit. And so I'm like, you show me a time step of somebody else that said that, and sure enough, she pulled it up, motherfucker said something similar. I'm like, oh, let me take mine down. Because I don't want those likes. I'm not stealing nothing nobody says, dog. And like, motherfuckers say that shit to me just to piss me off. Like, you stole it. I'm like, man, leave me the fuck alone, bro. You know damn well.
I mean, but you said it was similar. It wasn't exactly the same, though.
Yeah, but it's too close. It was too close.
Too close for your liking.
It's too close. Like, if I say something and what you said before me sounds similar, whether I seen it or not, if I see it, I'm not gonna post it.
Yeah.
I share your shit. You know what I mean? But like, if I didn't see it and somebody called me out, like, nah, this person said that. Oh, that's theirs. Delete. And I go back and share yours. Like, okay. I'm not stealing nobody's jokes. Like, see, 20 get pissed off when he was like, man, bro, say this. I'm like, I'm not saying it. It's funny as hell, but I'm not saying it. Yeah. Why not? I'm your man. I'm not, I know. But I'm still not taking your jokes. I'm not, if it ain't my words, I don't want them said. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my thought.
Like the original. Authentic from self. I like that. That's what's up, though. We need more comedy floating around this bitch.
No, you don't. Because we got a lot of it.
We got a lot. Maybe I'm just not aware of everybody we got available.
They don't fuck with it. Like this last show, surprised the fuck out of it. Yeah. A lot of my niggas Shorty promoted the fuck out of it. Like, shit, I think Marquell watched it. Marquell came from Cali and came to the show. You know what I mean? He probably just home visiting, but still, he came to the show. He promoted the fuck out of it with no national comedians, and a lot of motherfuckers came. Yeah. But like, that is so rare. I've never been in a show with that many people in it without a national comedian. Somebody coming from another city or something, headlining. Shorty was headlining. Everybody came. So many people came out. I mean, like, it was pretty much a packed house. You know what I mean? Like, but if I'm gonna put a show on, if I say I'm putting a show on right now, probably like 8, 9 motherfuckers there. But I say I'm putting a show on like dead serious. Motherfucker booked me for a show in Grand Rapids. Yeah. Well, I got to this motherfucking show was packed. And like, man, and so when they said we got Shea Brother coming, motherfucking crowd went crazy. I'm like, I don't even know these motherfuckers. I didn't even know I had fans here. Like motherfuckers say that they're a fan. I'm like, what's that? Like, I don't even know how to react to that. But like, when I got there, like, when they said my name and all the people got to screaming, I'm like, the fuck?
That's what's up.
They don't do this shit for me at home. I mean, maybe because I'm touchable here. You know, maybe what it is.
That story right there reminded me of when I was performing in the regular nightclubs, like the Luge, Purple Moon, What's Next, JB's, all that shit. Before I moved to Vegas, remember I moved to Vegas in 2009. I was there for 3 years. When I was performing, like right before I moved to Vegas, shows was nice, you know, but it wasn't a lot of people coming out to support me. But by the time I finished my performance, I had a lot of people showing me respect. And then I get out to Vegas, it was something similar. Like, I ain't know nobody whatsoever. Did 1 or 2 shows. By the 3rd show, my name get called and I'm introduced. Everybody saying my quote, "Boss up, motherfuckers." I'm like, damn, they know that shit already. I only did 2 shows, and I don't know nobody out here. And it was just like so much love. People came up to me, hey, we want to interview you and all this. Like, we seen your energy, man. We know how hungry you is coming from Detroit. I'm like, yeah, Flint, but yeah, keep going. Yeah, you know, you ever get that a lot?
I've never had a motherfucker confused when you come from Detroit. Ever.
Man, every time I be like Flint, I'm like, oh, it's like Flint, Michigan. I'm like, oh, is that by Detroit? I'm like, yeah. And then next thing you know, they calling me Detroit and shit. I'm like, no, I said I'm from Flint, but yeah.
But like, do that shit now. Do that shit now. You say Flint, motherfuckers.
Oh, you know
Flint?
what? At
what
first,
the fuck?
see, all right, over the most recent years, the last 3-4 years, that look has come based off of the feedback about what's going on with the water. Definitely. But like when I first moved out to Vegas, and the people who did know about Flint, they give me that same look, but it was about violence though. And then I had people look at me and get ready to cry. People from like overseas and shit. When I was working on Vegas Strip, I'm like, what's wrong? Like, I'm sitting here smiling, trying to help you, and you about to cry. And she was like, I'm so sorry for you. I'm like,
crazy,
damn.
Like that is a joke of mine.
For real?
Like that's a joke of mine.
Like, what you got?
I ain't gonna say it. I done said it in the show before, but that's really one of my jokes. Like how motherfuckers react when you tell you from Flint.
Uh-huh.
Then I say it. Anyway, the punchline is like, motherfucker, it's worse places to be than from Flint, Michigan. For instance, have you ever been to the Regencies? And then like that, but the joke started off like with that sympathetic look. You know what I mean? Like it started off with that. Oh my God, I can't believe you from Flint. You know, all I hear is killing and murder this and shit like that. But that's the joke. Like motherfuckers say, man, it's the worst place to live. My nigga, you ever been to the Regencies? And no matter what city I'm in, I can actually use that joke because I can just go find the worst place in there they live.
You can make that work in a lot of different ways because you probably done this plenty of times when everybody's mind is set on something bad or sad going on. Like for example, like you just said, you got the crowd thinking about Flint. You know what I'm saying? It's worst places to live in Flint. Now people sitting there letting it marinate like, damn, where could be? Yeah, like the Regency. And then just breaking and everybody laughing like a motherfucker. Like,
I think it works better outside of the city. Like, when I say the Regencies, it's funny because, of course, the Regencies are still in Flint.
Yeah.
But when I say outside the city, and they be like, man, how the fuck you know about that place? How the fuck you know? So that's why it's funny there. You know what I mean?
What you think of like the energy you get or feedback when you're talking about something dramatic going on, but then you break the ice with something funny and shit? Because like my little brother, he always say like, well, my health issues is the conversation talking to anybody about my health. It always seems like it's sad or something. Or it's people looking at me like, oh, I feel sorry for you. My brother quick to break the ice and say something fucked up about my health just to get us laughing and shit. You know, like I be sitting around having everybody look sad all the damn time. Like he don't want nobody feeling sorry for him. Like fuck it, make everybody laugh. Like you know what I'm saying?
Nah, they usually get them because you bring them over here. And then you snatch all the attention with a laugh. Like, excuse me. You drop them down, and then you build them up with a laugh. You know what I mean? Like, you want to start, like, I got a few jokes I do that. Like, I get you clapping or, say some shit that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Take it all back from it.
Sometimes that's good, though.
Like, instead of hitting you with the punchline right up front, get you going one way, and then take it all back. Like, one joke I say, like, any man that any man that can ball up his fist and punch a woman in the face is a bitch ass nigga. Now, no matter where I'm at, they're going to clap all the women. And then wait for the clap, and then you hit him. If he don't drop her on that first blow, that should be on it. Like, but you gotta give him the pause, let him clap, take it back. You know what I mean? Like that's like one of my favorite jokes, and it works wherever I'm at.
Say if you don't drop her on that first blow.
Oh, that's my kid calling. Hold on.
Huh?
My kid calling.
Oh man, that was fucking hilarious, man.
What's up, kid?
It's been hours since you said you gotta go to the mall.
You miss me?
Yes.
Alright, I'll roll way back.
That's what's up. Sound like he about to check you.
Probably, you know it was. You know it was. You there with my Little brother.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad. I ain't gonna try to keep you too much longer, man. I'm glad you was able to come through, fuck with your boy.
Oh, no problem, man. No problem.
We have to do it again soon, man. Real quick, one more thing before you dip, man. I've had some people text me talking about things, different topics we can discuss, and one of the things I had sent to me was a discussion, going like, I'm trying to think, what was it? Is it fine to, or why? Why would you discuss your exes with your next?
What, as far as what?
Like if you just meeting somebody, right? Y'all get to talking, getting to know each other, trying to see how far this can go. Why bring up your ex? Or talk about like, I mean, it could be anything, like, you just letting this person know that you just met, I don't like things done like this, or I hope things never happen like it happened with this. I had this bad experience with this person or something. Like anything to do with your ex, whether it was something good you bringing up or something bad you bringing up. Like, is bringing up your ex when you're talking to the next ever a good thing?
I do. I think. Okay. Look, put it like this. I've done it. Like I've spoken about things that maybe not specific situations, but things that happened that made me feel certain ways about my ex, or why we not together, shit like that. But I don't. What I won't do, I won't bash. I won't bash my ex. I won't give you any ammo to use against her or anything like that. Like I'm not gonna talk bad about her. Shit, I'm not even gonna, talk good about her. I mean, like how she made me feel or anything like that, because I don't want you to be intimidated or put any pressure on you. But I have like mentioned situations and how I felt about a situation when my ex done that. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's. I just think you gotta. It's a fine line you gotta walk. It's a fine line that you gotta walk. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm not gonna bash my ex. I don't care if what she did was bashable.
Yeah.
Not saying not saying that she did anything that's worth bashing. And I said she not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying not either, but I'm not gonna bash them and I'm not gonna praise them too much either.
Yeah.
So it's just that fine line. If need be, yeah, we talked about this. This happened. And this happened. Shit like that. Like I'm not gonna talk bad about her as a person or anything of the sort. I might speak bad about the relationship as a whole.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna talk bad about her.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like
I feel that. We from the beginning, I think, to avoid like a lot of breakups or misunderstandings, a lot more shit need to be talked about from the very beginning, like when you on the dating stages and shit. Like, why don't people discuss more when you're dating? Like, why should we find out shit that we probably would have avoided in the long run? Like when it comes about, when we could have just talked about that and got it on the table in the beginning. Like,
yeah, it should happen like that. Like I don't think the dating stage should be avoided. Yeah, I think the dating stage is very necessary. Yeah, I think
it's not enough. I don't think it's enough communication in dating anymore like it used to be. A lot of talk has been cut out.
What you mean cut out? Like I put everything on the flow. You know what I mean? Like what I did learn from previous relationships, we'll say that, was this thing called love languages. Somebody put me up on it. And so you gotta find people that speak your love language. And there's actually 7, but 5 main ones. They're words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, quality time, and gifts. Shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you gotta find out what your love language is and what your mate's love language is. Like I said it as a joke on Facebook before, but it's actually real life. Like it said, like buddy, like it said like, fam, you gotta find out what your girlfriend's, your woman's love language is. You might be going out buy her Birkin bags trying to get some head when all you have to do is wash the dishes. I mean, like But I really like, and it's really like that. Like, I would not like if you're not speaking my love language, like it's some shit that, like quality time. I'm big on that. If you're never available for me, I'm not gonna like you. Too long. Like, physical touch is one of my like. You don't want to fuck as much as I want to fuck.
Yeah.
Is we gonna have problems? You know what I mean? Like, and then like, what if hers is gifts? What if I don't go out and buy you shit all the time? She might not like me. You know, one of hers is words of affirmation, and I don't compliment her enough. She go get her hair done, I don't compliment her. She get her eyebrows arched, I don't know, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's not gonna like me. So I think you really need to let your mate know your love language and make sure your mate is comfortable speaking your love language.
Some real shit. Real shit. For anyone listening, especially to that last part talking about men and women communication, we go follow up. We go follow up another time. Said, who are you interviewing? I got my special guest, Barchelle Cleveland, aka Shea Butter Cleveland.
Who's that asking about me?
My auntie Kim.
Hi, Auntie Kim.
One of the top comedians from the 810. Yeah, we gonna try to extend this conversation another time. But
Nigga, don't delete your live. I'm gonna go back and read these comments. So
oh yeah. Man, I don't delete nothing, man. I don't like deleting nothing. I like to go back and check shit out, whether I did good, messed up, did bad. Don't matter. I like to go back and review shit.
Let me get to my kids though, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm glad you was able to come through. Shout out to everybody watching. How can they reach you or follow you?
Reach me on Facebook, Barchelle Cleveland. On Instagram, Shea Butter Cleveland. It's not Shea Butter Cleveland on Facebook because some hate motherfucker made me change it. And you also hit me on Twitter, Shea Butters. I got a few shows coming up. All the information is gonna be on any page. I also selling apparel too. You know, I don't know if y'all can see the shirt, but the shirt actually is a phonetically spelled out. I think mine says "girl fuck you," but at first glance you don't see that. So I'm also selling those too. So you get on my page, inbox me, any size, any color you need. I also have the one that say "boy fuck you." Of course, we got to keep it politically correct. So, but hit me up.
That's what's up. I got my shirt on the way, so I will be wearing it on a future episode. So I want to thank my guests. I want to thank everybody for watching. Much to discuss with Chris the Boss.